Gentlemen, we are back with a banging set here. MarineLorD up against Anotand. Pigeon's View is going to be the opening game here, and we see Ayubits up against the Mongols from Anotand. So, once again, Ayubits find their way into Pigeon's View. This time, though, not up against the French, but against the Mongols from Anotand. Interesting one, to say the least.
Yeah, not as favored for Ayubids as the French matchup would be. This one, I was just kind of thinking about it. Like, I don't know which one I favor of the two. I know that when I play on ladder, I don't mind seeing Mongols as an Ayubids player, but at the same time, like, Ayubids can definitely lose to Mongols too. So it's going to come down to a number of things, and it's going to be kind of how Mongols wants to play and how Ayubids wants to play it, because Ayubids could obviously go for a fast castle play, go for the Desert Raiders. Mongols could get really aggressive early if they can find that forward gold maybe, or they could play for more of a feudal or more of a castle game themselves. I'm really curious to see how this will plan out. I think, again, spawn comes to mind a lot on this. Like, does the Ayubids have a really vulnerable gold? Because if they do in the front, I imagine Anotand's going to get real aggressive with it really early. If they don't, then I think there's some other options Anotand can kind of find and go with. But to be seen, I guess, here in a couple minutes. What do you make of the matchup?
I think it's very difficult to approach as the Mongols because you can't just go for mass Mangudai as the Desert Raiders. The debuff is so strong on them that Desert Raiders just completely nullify a Mangudai play in the first place. Like, they trade out really well against them. Both units are relatively expensive, pound for pound. I think tower rushing also isn't the most optimal here as the Mongols, mainly for the reason that if the Ayubids age up with the logistics wing and they get the free dervishes with it, it is very, very easy for them to just burn down the outpost. Incredibly easy for them to just burn down the outpost. Or they could also just go to another gold, and if your spearmen just rally after, like, villagers with dervish healing support can just take any fight up against spears.
Yeah, there's a reason I like Ayubids as a civ in general. They've got a lot of stuff in the toolbox to deal with stuff like this, and so that's kind of why I think part of it again might come to the spawn. Like, maybe Anotand tries to get a little more aggressive, maybe not a tower rush per se, but maybe he gets aggressive in Feudal Age if the gold is forward, and if not, then the question is like, how does he poke and prod? Because Ayubids, I feel like with the tempo that they can generate so quickly and early, and in the hands of MarineLorD nonetheless, this is not a. I mean, it could be any kind of matchup, and this would not be easy, right? When it's MarineLorD behind it. I'm really curious to see how Anotand approaches this, because Ayubids is a difficult problem to solve with those camels. I mean, like you said, the 20% debuff with the camel unease, that applies to the Mangudai, that applies to the Keshiks, two units that Mongols really, really enjoys. Mongols is a cavalry civ in every sense of the word. Difficult to work around when you've got camels on the other side.
Yeah, camels, they kind of throw a wrench into a lot of plans here from the Mongols. Now, we do, of course, have a couple of other avenues for the Mongols that they could go into. So Fast Imperial is something that we haven't seen in quite a while from them. Mainly because there's a new kid on the block with the Golden Horde that's just much more favored when it comes to going before that Fast Imperial Age. But Mongols, they can still do it, and you get a lot of nice momentum from it. It's always the risk, though, of potentially opening yourself up for an all-in from the opponent, and there's just no civilization that can push quite as easily as the Ayubids with the Manjaniks, where those flaming rocks that are coming in, they just decimate everything. They don't discriminate between buildings or units.
You get, especially once you get more than like two of them on the field, you get like three of those. I mean, it's quite the investment, but if you can field three of those things with the fire blasts, and they're just mowing down everything. I mean, it's like firebombing Tokyo. Like, there's just so much you can do with that. It just raises the ground, raises the buildings. There's nothing you can do. It's an investment though, and it takes time. So that's kind of it's tough. This is I almost dare say a tough matchup for Mongols. There's no easy solution. You really got to kind of play to what you have, and against MarineLorD nonetheless. I mean, MarineLorD almost always the favorite in almost every match he plays. It's gonna be a tough one. It should be a good matchup. I mean, these Anotand, it'll definitely be up for the challenge, but it will not be an easy one.
Yeah, it won't be an easy one indeed, but we're jumping right into it now. MarineLorD here with the Ayubids. Anotand in the color yellow playing as the Mongols. What do we have here opening, or rather spawn-wise? Anotand, he's very far away from his Uvu. Not something that you really enjoy seeing when you're playing as the Mongols, but Don't need to be too fearful as you're up against the Ayubids. They're not a civilization that really goes for any Dark Age aggression, so you don't have to worry too much about your Uwu getting burnt down anytime soon.
No, you're not too worried about that. And on the bright side, if you want to look at the bright side of things, that oval being forward means if you start producing from there, it's a shorter distance to get to the base. That's a fast production queue then for getting into MarineLorD's base.
Yeah, indeed. Always got to look at the positives there.
Well, it's hard to when you're playing against MarineLorD, right? Like you're gonna be looking for every little positive you can get because he is just no pushover by any sense of the word. If anything, he's the exact opposite of that.
That's true, but at this point, like Anotand's used to getting like playing against MarineLorD. Like they also practice a lot against each other, and it looks like Anotand is actually going for the barracks opening here up against MarineLorD. The gold, though, is relatively far in the back. I'm not sure for Anotand if this is really gonna work out for him here.
Yeah, gold's on the side. The one good news is if he towers in between the gold and those berries, that could be a little annoying. But he'd have to follow it up with a tower on the two wood lines on the other side. Like he'd have to box in both sides. That's really, if you just do one angle of a Ayubid's base, they're not gonna mind it too much. Like the gold could be annoying, but if he has access to wood, then he'd be fine. So it really, I think, to make this work, Anotand would need to hit both sides of that. Like, hit the golden berries first, and then try and tower up that wood line. So how this is going to come down to execution 100%.
Villager is moving forward now.
It's a funny little animation when they still carry the meat. Looks like he's bringing a rack of ribs as a gift to MarineLorD.
It's going to be an interesting gift once that turns into an outpost here.
Into an outpost?
Question is, oh, okay, it looks like MarineLorD. Yeah, he literally just scouted the barracks, or what did he see? No, the scout didn't scout the barracks. Must have realized that something's up.
Preemptively.
Yeah. I guess he did see the barracks and just immediately realized, oh, Anotand! That's going to be at least one dead spearman. Yeah.
Yep, sure enough. Like I said, it comes down to execution, and a slip this early can really have negative consequences long term for Mongols. But that tower will get up, and the second spear is there.
Good news, though, for Anotand. MarineLorD is opening up with the economic wing growth here, so it's not like the outpost is going to get immediately denied anytime soon by a villager pull, for example. Is now working on his own age up. Gur hasn't deployed yet, though, and that's also always something that you have to keep in mind, but Anotand is aware of it. Yeah, this is a rough opening here.
I really hope he wraps around and starts pressuring that wood, because having both of those wood lines in the same spot means if you sneak a tower in between them, or on either side of them, if you can kind of, get him off the wood, it's all in one location. And sometimes people really like having that wood in the front to kind of shield them, but if you get pushed up there and you can't get on wood, you need that wood to produce units in feudal. As we see some a little bit of poking and prodding going on here from Anotand on the berries.
Looks like the villager is trying to make its way back towards the space now. Spearman still just lingering around. Age up about to be coming in here, but yeah, MarineLorD, he's aware of this. He's trying to bait the Spearman in for the TC to do some additional damage there. And Deerstone's now coming in for Anotand, but this is going to take a while to finish up.
Those berries just got an extra 50 berries each right there, so now he can stay on those bushes for a little bit longer before leaving the TC range.
Next up, MarineLorD, we see the archer range coming in, we see the barracks coming in. As the Ayubid, similarly to the Abbasid, you do have siege engineering already researched for free, so this could now be the point in time for MarineLorD to just get a couple archers in, get a ram in, and just get rid of the outpost. There's a lot of resources next to the outpost, so you're definitely incentivized when it comes to taking control over that area before Anotand gets the opportunity to reinforce that further.
Yeah, not just the gold there, but the two deer packs right next to each other and the berries. That is a lot on that side of the map for MarineLorD. Gosh, that's thousands of food right there.
Yeah, that's at least like 6,000-7,000 food there, with the berries, of course.
Deerstone's coming up, almost ready to go. And now, if you're Anotand, like, nothing catastrophic has happened thus far. But have you gotten enough value out of the pressure you've dealt?
Definitely
It doesn't
not.
feel like it. Probably not. The question is now, can you follow up with something better? Because you're not out of the game just yet. You just haven't, done any major damage yet.
Yeah, the issue is going to come in now, though, as MarineLorD, he's immediately pushing forward. Anotand does have the stables prepped already, has enough stone for double-produced Keshiks, but there's an immediate infantry spam here from MarineLorD, and he's going to be in position before the first units from Anotand really hit the field.
Already onto the Ovo. There, the Spearman starting to pull out his torch. Yeah, it'd be a while before that mass can take it down, but sitting on the production, though, is already super huge, too. That makes it just so hard to rally. So hard to get a mass you need to deal with this. And it's not a lot of units yet, but the flood is happening. We do have Keshiks in the queue.
Scout also in position to block a charge. The Keshiks do come in. Keshiks do arrive, but there's already 5 Spearmen on the field. Spearmen from Anotand also making their way onto the berries yet again. This time around, though, he might actually kill a villager. Yeah, gets a villager kill. At least a little bit of value gained then.
MarineLorD's still +2, though.
He is, but still, it did hurt him, of course, losing a villager.
Yes.
And
I mean,
every little bit counts. Yeah.
Looking for the positives. That's right. That's got to be the mantra. I forgot. You got to be looking on the positives here.
You have to in these situations. But yeah, Anotand, he's got the more mobile army at the moment, and he did manage to sneak a villager kill. He's also forcing MarineLorD to bunch up his units before he sends the reinforcements out. So this kind of opens up like these little pockets of opportunities for Anotand to potentially try and take a fight in his base. The issue scaling-wise is that he just doesn't have enough military to even win against one of these groups of MarineLorD's army at the moment. And now MarineLorD's pulling the army to reconvene in the middle, and once those two meet up, that is going to be... Oh, Anotand needs to be careful, doesn't want to get hit by a Spearman. Anotand, like, he is going to be very hard-pressed to take any positive engagements against this army now.
Yeah, the mass at which... the speed at which MarineLorD has gotten this mass has been quite staggering. I mean, he's just been pumping out the infantry. Anotand, obviously slows himself down by doing the Dark Age pressure a little bit, and so that really gave MarineLorD a window that he's taken full advantage of to get on the field and take the presence of military on the map. And we see the Ovo now below half health, down to about a third of its health left. Will be going down. Not much that Anotand can do about it.
Yeah, Uvu is down, confirmed. Anton at least gets another batch of double-produced Keshiks out of it. So at least a little bit of value gained there. MarineLorD behind this, still just massing up more and more archers. We do call him the Archer Lord for a reason. And is trying to catch up some of those Keshiks.
Look at the macro from MarineLorD. He's just spending every ounce that he has just perfectly.
Also just making sure that he's sending the reinforcements to the correct positions to make it pretty much impossible for Anotand to get any really beneficial raids in. Anton's still just trying to mass up units. Army value is somewhat similar, but the units from Anotand, they're invested into different spots. And now the attack is coming in from MarineLorD. Villagers from Anotand on the gold vein. Are they looking at the moment? Spearman is getting taken out. Some idle time force on the wood line now. At the same time, gold villagers from Anotand. Oh, 2 actually did get taken down. 3 got taken down. Never mind, actually. Only 2 got taken down by MarineLorD there. Anotand also able to pick off a couple of villagers, though. Or at least 1 more villager. 1 to 2 more. So all in all, still very even between them, but Anotand's still far away from a point where he can really start taking any fights in. Makes it very difficult for him at the moment to find his spot, find his groove in the game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he lost those 2 vills, because otherwise he'd have been doing a really good job of raiding back. I feel like that was actually a very rare, albeit small, slip by MarineLorD, dropping those vills on his wood line the way he did, and those spears with him. But of course, Anotand losing 2 of his own kind of negates that gain a little bit.
Now behind this... Ooh, Anotand, that's a lot of villagers on gold for him. A lot of villagers on gold. Did he run out of food? I think that might be the case, and he just doesn't have anything else to do for his villagers at the moment. Does have a market, really so he's probably trading out resources.
Yeah. He's Definitely gonna be buying food. That's not where you want to be. I mean, those give you diminishing returns. You're losing resources by doing that. I mean, if you have to, you have to. It's better to do that than have nothing, right? But that does hinder your economy. Feels like the calm before the storm, you know, where both sides are massing up. MarineLorD's got quite a scary mass, and he's still just pumping units. I mean, looking at his macro, the most he's floating right now is like 80 food, which is not a lot.
Yeah. Little additional raid coming in, but MarineLorD, he's on top of the game here with his army positioning. All the reinforcements are coming in. The Keshik's a little bit late to realize. Anotand losing 2 of them here, make that 3. Keshiks that are going down. Keshik number's been halved now.
I don't think he saw that coming in. I think it was a little too late. He wanted to get those spears to get the value that he could take a little fight with. And then in came the big force. I don't know if he saw that until it was a little bit too late.
Shoes now behind this. MarineLorD finally gotten access to gold. He's been playing without any economy upgrades this entire time. Anotand, though, likewise, hasn't gotten any of the economy upgrades in, so it's a little bit of a situation where Anotand, yeah, he did shut MarineLorD off of all economy upgrades, but he didn't grab them himself, so he didn't really get any real advantage in there.
Yeah, he's effectively just slowed the game down for both sides, right?
Mind you, behind this, of course, the Golden Age does work in favor of MarineLorD scaling. And with more villagers on top of that, it's a rough position to be in, for sure. Game's still very slow, but we are getting the blacksmith now in as well. And also now getting a lot of upgrades in. MarineLorD doesn't have that many villagers on gold, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to get some more upgrades in. And Anton actually did move out onto the boar. He's getting a good amount of food in there as well.
Yeah, he needs that. He was having a food issue, and the boar solves it very, very well for the next couple minutes for him.
Also is capturing up the 2 points of interest, so has a good amount of vision out there on the map. MarineLorD, aware of that, is actually sending his scout the long way around the outpost there to try and get some information as to what Anotand is up to at the moment. Actually, never mind. He still crosses past the line of sight from the outpost.
Pretty hard to go around that. It has such a good line of sight. It's hard to avoid it. The Eye of Sauron sitting right there. I can see a lot. Military standing idle is something you don't see from these players very often, but that's kind of where this game has ended up, where both sides economically are kind of sitting back trying to get things churning again after the early aggression. But these militaries are just kind of sitting. They know they can't really replace these militaries, so neither player wants to throw it away just yet. They want to keep it there for the security's sake. Looks like both players are angling towards... I mean, looking at Anotand, looks like he's definitely angling towards a castle play.
Yeah, castle play definitely going to be coming up next round. And behind this, though, MarineLorD, he's got a very scary amount of archers, up to 38 archers now. Does have a single Desert Raider for the debuff. And Anthony's trying to go for raids again, but MarineLorD, he's not moving out with his army at all. He knows that if he can just exist the way he is at the moment, it is going to be tough for Anotand to really do anything about that. But Anotand now about to get his own age up in. What's it going to be? It's going to be the Step Redoubt. Step Redoubt. Maybe he's still going to try and go for a potential fast Imperial Age follow-up. It's going to...
It's tough.
It's just so many units.
Coded as. Yeah, it's definitely like a kind of code for fast Imperial, but it makes you wonder, like, man, are you going to be able to survive long enough? Now, MarineLorD is not quite ready to click up into Castle Age yet, but he's got the bigger military by almost double of what Anotand has. In castling up, I mean, obviously Anotand knows, and I think MarineLorD has kind of sniffed out. He knows what's coming up now. He hasn't been attacked in a while. You can kind of tell when your opponent sits back that they're hooking up some kind of either eco boom or more often just a tech up of some sort. So I think MarineLorD is well aware of what's about to happen. He's positioning his army, looking around, trying to see if he's going to gear up for an attack. He's kind of just sitting on his own base, so I think MarineLorD wants to age up as well and match that timing.
He did just queue a couple more archers in, but that was about it. And yeah, not moving out right now as soon as the age up comes in. It does kind of paint the tale of him just trying to match the age up now with his own. This actually is buying Anotand quite a lot of time now, and we are getting the Culture Wing logistics in. Castle Age upgrades also coming in on all of the units. And MarineLorD can't rush his Age up in. It's going to be 2 minutes before that comes in. So there is a potential timing. The issue is just that MarineLorD, he's got such a big mass in terms of units that he has. I am not sure if Anotand can really take the fights yet.
Yeah, and it's tricky because like part of me wants MarineLorD to have gotten aggressive against Anotand in this window, but his military isn't great for pushing into bases. Like he's got the good archer mass. The spears really don't want to stand under town center fire or anything, so it's really a good defensive comp that MarineLorD has right now. And we see now Anotand looking to get some damage done. We got one tower that's up, one that's halfway down. The catcher going to get right on that second one, force that one down.
Oh, Anotand needs to be careful there with the army movement. Has a lot of resources behind this getting banked up, so could be that this is still potentially like the fast Imperial Age transition behind this. Takes the fight now. Veterancy on the archer is doing a good job. He's not overstaying too much here. Yeah, this is fast Imperial Age now behind this. And he's setting himself up actually in a good position. Like if he just falls back now, still like hiding a little bit with the archers, saves most of the army, the Imperial Age, it's not going to be able to be denied here by MarineLorD, and the fight is actually still, like the trade out is very solid for Anotand behind this.
Yeah, this was a good trade. I mean, it's dangerous. He needs to be really careful right here. He cannot let this go. Takes a little bit more than he needed to on that one, but he's doing a great job of taking a fairly even trade, and this just slows MarineLorD down, keeps him in his base, which is exactly what Anotand wants if he wants to go for this fast Imperial play. He's got enough to go basically castle again. He needs to double that to be able to go into an Imperial, well, and more than double that. I don't know.
Oh, he's doubling down again.
Have enough resources.
He's investing into military, but if he just cancels this, he can almost go up. Get some villager kills as well. He's redistributing resource again. Canceled some of the units.
He's like right on the verge of like wanting to go all in and then hitting that. He wants to go Imperial, but he's
it's so difficult to call. But I think he's doing it. I genuinely think right now that the position for Anotand is really, really good.
Yeah, at this point,
like he can go for it.
I think he was trying to whittle that mass down. I think there was enough of a mass from MarineLorD that was spooky to Anotand that you didn't really want that in your base. I think he needed to whittle it down to enough, or about where we see right here, where this mass is not going to threaten you right now. Like all it is archers. They're not going to do much in your base if you go Imperial. He needed to whittle it down enough that he felt comfortable doing exactly what we see here, and that's pulling back. He's still got enough catchings and stuff to take that fight if he would wanted to, and now he's going to have his path paved in gold into the Imperial Age.
Yeah, we're about to be seeing the Age up coming in now. Just a little bit more food required. And he does have the berries right there. He is gathering with a lot of villagers, and there we go. Age up should be coming in any second now. And liftoff. Kaganet Palace coming in all the way in the back of his base there. MarineLorD, he's getting some camel lances in, but doesn't feel like it's quite enough to cause immediate worry for Anotand. He lost most of his archers. He lost most of his spearmen. The army isn't as threatening anymore, and once those elite units are coming onto the field, especially the elite palace guards, with the bonus health that they get from the Chinese Civ bonus, they're going to be very, very strong. Now, Anton, this is RNG based. The first unit decides if he's going to be opening this situation, this Castle Age, or rather this Imperial Age, fast Imperial Age off with tempo or with desperation in his eyes.
I really love this because it's so fun. Basically, you get to go spin that wheel. And that's basically what he gets to do, is he gets to see what he gets and play with what he has. And it's a fun landmark. It gives him a nest of bees to start off. I wish I had like a little
defensive one. Yeah.
Wish I had like a Price is Right little ding counter to like ding 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 ding. Here you go. You get a nest of bees.
It doesn't allow the immediate move out, but it does mean that you're gonna be very easily defensive of your base. And yeah, MarineLorD, he did see the Age up and he's moving forward. So with the nest of bees, he can very easily defend. Is MarineLorD gonna go for the forward? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, this is a great position for Anotand. Like this has worked out so well for him so far. And the nest of bees is actually, I think, a really good thing to get right now.
Does he have military academy? Very important, because it's like the one upgrade that can make your. Oh, he doesn't have it yet. Military Academy, that's the upgrade that you need with the Kaganet. It just boosts it up to the max. Getting some cavalry archers in next. It's going to be a spicy timing now.
Yeah, that nest of bees, getting that, I mean, that you're right, getting that upgrade would be massive. And I think it's a plus 33% production speed, which will apply, and that applies straight to it. Massive. He really needs that to get those free units churning. He denies the Sacred Site here on the north. I like that. Getting those units on there, trying to take out one of the Dervish. At this point now, MarineLorD's doing some, I guess you could call it damage here. He's massing up units is what he's doing as he does this. He's taking out the peripheral structures. Those aren't really going to do any damage. Now comes the point of attack. And the Nest of Bees immediately getting a good shot off. And this is just such a good spot if Anotand can hold here.
Nest of Bees, another shot comes in. The Dervish able to heal up a lot. We got a cannon emplacement! No way, he got that in time. That's gonna help out a ton. Villagers also burning down that ram. Nest of Bees is getting focused down, will get taken down. But the cannon emplacement holding the line here. Spectacularly.
Perfect timing. One cannon, it's all it takes, and the Dervish can't stand and out-heal that. It was out-healing the Nest of Bees fairly well, but it cannot deal with the cannon emplacement, and that's going to force MarineLorD back. He's going to start up a tower there, or nope, he's going to cancel it. He's going to loop around, try and put it on the other side, and now he's got to find a way to contain Anotand long enough for him to either do damage or match the timing, neither of which is easy for a Ubids.
Oh, he's going for a Siege Workshop? I mean, he's got archers that could make Manganiques. Getting some Mangudai in next after Warrior Monks. So far, not the most fortunate army rolls, I want to say, for Anotand.
I mean, it could have been Wee Pows each time, so, I mean...
It could have been worse, but, like, it being worse is, like, that would be a lot more unfortunate as well.
You came to Imperial Mongol Vegas to win big, not just break even. I get you, I get you.
Yeah. More upgrades coming in behind the stove. We already have the elite on the archers. We're about to be getting another +1 pierce damage on them. At that point, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage even up against the camel lancers. And Anotand, with the move out, does now also see the siege workshop that's being prepped in front of his base.
Camel lancers, pretty expensive units, not as tanky as normal knights would be. They do have that camel unease that they apply to cavalry, of course, but most of the military here for Anotand is infantry.
We're getting another Nest of Bees in. Villager gets sniped before the outpost gets finished. And first off, it's going to be a trebuchet, but I think a trebuchet is honestly a mistake. Like, rather than trebuchet, wouldn't you just much rather have
Manganique?
Manganique?
Yeah, I mean,
just be able
do both, right?
Yeah, it's anti-building and anti-unit. That's a pretty good deal.
I would go for the Manganique, but I'm also not MarineLorD, so I feel like I shouldn't question too hard. But I would go for the Manganique here. He does have the trebuchet out. What the nice thing about the trebuchet is it has better range, so he's not as likely to lose it to the front line here. He can keep it in the back a little bit better and start hitting on the redoubt and the towers right now. And I guess, maybe the cannon tower is the first thought, right? Manganique can't get in range of it, so I guess on second thought, it's like more expensive, but the trebuchet clears out those static emplacements that have already proven very deadly.
So Bees coming in again. The archers trying to hold the line. And he does have a lot of them, but he needs to be wary of the camel lance at the front line as well. Might have been just going a little bit too far forward in the front lines with them. Cannon placement coming in again.
He can't dive too deeply with that cannon placement there. He just can't.
Trebuchet, as he said, it's now set up in order to take those engagements. And MarineLorD just continuously pumping out those camel lances. Anotand, he's just been massing more and more archers. Doesn't have incendiaries quite yet, though. And now cut off of the food resources as well of the map.
That's actually the big story here. The Cognate Palace is not going to give him enough units to sustain this. That's just a little extra icing on top. He needs food, and he needs it badly. I don't think he's got a full transition into pastures yet.
Oh, not at all. I would be surprised if he had more than 2 pastures next to his TC. If any.
Or any. Yeah, this could be critical for Anotand. Losing food. I mean, he's down to 180 a minute. Look at MarineLorD's food income. He's at 1,500 a minute.
It's all still mostly natural resources for him as well. With the deer still being there.
Farms in. This could very well be the game. I mean, I think just the lack of food. I mean, you're into Imperial, but now what? If you can't produce units, you can't do anything. And now your buildings are getting torched. Looks like that tower is being repaired by the villagers, so it's back up
Gold
to full.
access at the moment. Oh, fight's being taken. The Nest of Bees a little bit too unprotected. Does manage to get past the front line. Or rather, what passes as front line here for Anotand's army, as it's still just mostly archers that are about to get mowed down here. Nest of Bees, just a single one. It is not going to be enough. This looked really, really promising for Anotand when he hit Imperial Age, but the follow-up pressure from MarineLorD, it looks like it was just too much here. Now the outpost, the cannon placement is still up, but Anotand, he doesn't think that he can make it happen. GG comes in, MarineLorD able to take the lead in a, I want to say, like, very much favorite matchup for MarineLorD, but Anotand, he still made it very close.
That was a close game. And, I want to point out one thing that MarineLorD did that was an excellent call. There was a point where he was coming down the south side of that wood line, right? And he had that tower queued up. Instead, he deleted it and moved to the north side. That, I think, was what won him the game here in this moment, because it put him in position to sit his military on top of those resources close to Anotand's base that he could not claim. Like, that was the difference, right? Like, he could have gone the north side up the middle, and then it would have been kind of a slog, and I'm sure Anotand would have kind of scooted over to those resources. But instead, by going to the north side and camping on the what remaining resources Anotand had, it just chokeholded his economy and basically just kind of blockaded him. And that was able to kind of make it so he couldn't reproduce his military. Suddenly, you have your back on the wall, you've got no resources, and then bada bing, bada boom, you lose. So I think that play from MarineLorD really was the difference.
Yeah, next up, gonna be looking over at Frisian Marshes now, and it's gonna be the Malians up against the House of Lancaster. Now, Socket and House of Lancaster, they've gotten, or rather, the devs would have you believe that their early game got nerfed.
Are you here to tell me that otherwise? It did not? Okay.
It did not. It did not. No, it was big coping. Big coping. And
coping.
Basically, previously, to have like really good income with the House of Lancaster, you want to have 3 manors. Guess what? Now 1 manor is all you need, as long as you have villagers gathering resources underneath it to fuel your early aggression entirely. And that is going to be quite difficult for a civilization like the Malians to hold when they're up against a bajillion units.
Yeah, I could see that. I was wondering how the changes would affect House of Lancaster at this level. I'm a little sad to hear that it's still just as good as it's ever been. Because I was reading through the patch notes, and I did like the idea of the way they were changing it up. I did, like, on paper, it sounded like a good idea. Especially because we all knew it needed to be worked. Yeah, and maybe you're seeing it's still fine. It needs to be fine-tuned, is kind of what you're suggesting, that needs to be toned back a little bit more.
The late game actually got buffed with it as well. Because now the upgrades for the manors, instead of giving you +3 to the manor cap, it gives you +4. So now Scuttage in late game is, or Scootage, or what do you call it, is even strong, gives you even more gold in the late game. In theory, though, the road to there, like to the late game, is a little bit more difficult, I think, for the House of Lancaster, just because, like, you have to reposition the manors every time, which I think is nice, like from a mechanic standpoint. But like the early aggression from House of Lancaster just feels so much more brutal to deal with.
Yeah, well, and civs that are good early tend to be just good because of that, right? Especially if they can do it and dive, especially in a thing like Malians, where Malians are all about waiting a little bit. Like, they don't want to do this huge feudal fight. They don't mind holding a little bit, and like I said, like, there's like 10 villagers you can afford to lose going into Castle Age. But anything more than that, it starts feeling catastrophic. It feels like it hits that critical failure point where if you lose too much, then you're just kind of dead in the water. On Frisian Marshes, too, like, I just feel like things are very exposed on this map, right? Like, your wood line's always in the back, but the gold is usually up front. And House Lancaster is going to probably most definitely be looking at doing something about it. In fact, we see Dark Age racks coming out immediately. It's going to be Dark Age pressure, and I'm sure that's going to translate into feudal pressure, too.
That is something that you can very easily do with the House of Lancaster, just because your sheep gathering, actually, it is so quick that even with an investment into the barracks, even with an investment like 2, 3, say 4 spearmen, your age of timing is still comparable to that of most other civilizations. It's a little bit obscene in that regard, just how much food you get from those sheep, especially since you also don't need to return too early with your scout, courtesy of just, spawning with 4 additional sheep at the beginning, but it looks like MarineLorD does know that the Dark Age Rush is an option from his opponent, so we'll most likely be seeing an outpost coming up alongside that pit mine with, I'm gonna say, like typically a mill next to it as well, so the villagers, if they're not garrisoned inside the outpost, they can gather food. But we're getting to the point in the game where the timing for the outpost is getting rather thin, and it's actually, it's just going to be a barracks instead. I like and don't like at the same time. I think like Donzos are just incredibly expensive on the wood cost, right? And getting them out early in Dark Age, you're going to be struggling on the mass. And Anotand, he's only made a single spear. I'm not sure if he's going to invest into additional spears. But if he just goes into a Feudal Age play now from this point, he's going to be like miles ahead of MarineLorD. And actually, MarineLorD did scout this one out, but Anotand is going for dog play behind this.
That is interesting. It's amazing how much reaction you can get out of one spear. It's kind of like the bully's mantra, right? The bully just wants to get a reaction out of whoever he's bullying. And in this case, Anotand just wanted to get a reaction out of MarineLorD. And this is, I think, the reaction he was hoping to see. Because now he's slowed down his opponent. And now that it almost immediately pays off your own Dark Age at this point, right? Your Dark Age Rush, if your opponent builds a barracks to match it, then you're both on equal footing. Now, this dock might be the difference here. I'm curious to see how Anotand pulls ahead of this or not. Like, did he buy enough of a reaction to MarineLorD to afford this dock? And now the Donzos move out in the field, and they're definitely not something you want to have on your dock either. And I bet MarineLorD's probably thinking along those lines of there's probably something on the water. He knows what the map this is. He knows what Anotand probably wants to do. That could be something he could easily push.
The thing is, scaling-wise, like as long as you're not losing the spearmen, I hope Anotand is aware of this, as long as you're not losing the spearmen, even if they're just on 1 HP, just garrison inside of your TC. But once you hit that Feudal Age up, you're going to be able to heal them back to full with the Abbey of Kings. So it's a lot of potential value gained if you're able to just keep the spearmen alive.
Oh, that's a really good point. That's an excellent point. And to go do that and get those, I mean, it's free units then, essentially. I love that you mentioned that, because I think healing in this game is often overlooked for how good it can be. And we see that one spearman going back, as you mentioned, he's already got that in mind, saying, hey, this one's weak. He's done. Go get your boo-boos batched up, and we'll have you come back on the field later. Which is just more value. I mean, this game is a game of value, right? Where can you gain value? Where do you lose value? Where do you spend your value? And getting stuff back for free. I mean, that's such a good win. Such a good idea, too, to send them back.
Yeah, it looks like MarineLorD, though, he's getting a little bit greedy. And he's thinking about going for a potential age up. Now, Anotand is going to try and punish this at least a little bit. Has his spearmen rallying forward. Up to 7 spearmen, just up against 3 Donzos. And MarineLorD, his age up should be coming in soon. And it has to be a Manticore, just because MarineLorD loves efficiency. And he knows that if it's not a Manticore, then he might as well be 2 villagers down. Oh, Anotand, he's pulling the weak spearman forward again. That's not something that he wants to do. I feel like that spearman's about good at snipe. Yeah, that guy's dead. Oh, no, he gets to live again.
Almost.
Okay,
Anotand, pull now him back. Go home.
Yeah, yep. Pull him back. Send the boy home.
I can just imagine the spearman's like, put me back in, coach. Put me back in. I can still play. It's like, no, come on. You need a breather. Get out of there. Like, you're done.
The only
you're done. Go
thing
sit down
between
on the bench.
that spearman and certain death is one select all army hotkey. And he's getting sent forward again.
Oh, no.
Get mine on fire.
Little man.
The villagers actually just... Oh no, the villager is gathering. He's not repairing, he's gathering. I'm not sure if MarineLorD realized that. Just bringing back the gold. Not repairing the pit mine. Pit mine, it's getting close. Anotand, he's not committing to it though.
Oh no! One more throw would have had it. I think you have to commit to that when you get it that low.
He's
too
fine
late.
now.
2 villagers.
Yeah, I allow the second villager. Abbey of Kings is coming in. This is the point now where Anotand should just, take his winnings, take the delay that he managed to achieve, and oh, he gets the scout! Oh, loses 1 spearman, but gets the scout. Still has most of the spearmen alive, like 3 of them pretty much dead. Being able to heal them up again, that's already big value. That's like almost 300 resources worth of spearmen that you're healing back to full.
That's so much early in the game too. I mean, 5 minutes in the game, extra 300 resources. People need to think about it like that. It's so good.
Yeah. Something to also think about is Anotand did invest into a dock for a grand total of 0 fishing ships.
It's a long-term investment, you know? Like, he's gonna get the dividends later in life.
Oh, that's the first one. There we go.
He had one queued up a while ago. I think he
canceled it.
Canceled it to get more spears on the field.
Yeah. Oh,
I figured the best defense was a good offense, you know?
Yeah, that villager almost just got cooked. 1 HP
in
remaining on that. But look at how quickly those spearmen get back to full HP. That's very nice to see. To look at, just all those health bars going back to full. Anton also realizes that there are Stonzos coming in, so sends the villager away that was still next to the dock there. Fishing ship also garrisoned is going to be able to stay alive.
And now the spears all bandaged up, all healed, thanks to their English healthcare system taking care of their vets. And now they're on the field ready to fight again. And now the Donzos do not get that. They do not have the healthcare that Anotand has for House Lancaster. They are a couple of them pretty low in health too. There's that one in the corner there that's quite low. He's got to be very mindful of these. It's now we see the numbers very in favor as far as effective army value on the field in favor of Anotand.
Spearman about to see the Donzos there from MarineLorD. Aren't gonna quite take the engagement though. At least he's trying to. Oh, actually, might be able to pick off a Donzo. Does get one of the Donzos killed there.
Yep.
Good value.
Pack of lions on the gazelles. Found the weak one first and took him down.
Behind this MarineLorD, he's immediately going for the javelin throwers. Interesting thing about this is that, in theory, you would assume archers directly counter spearmen. But javelin throwers are much more of a worthwhile investment, because if your opponent obviously is also incentivized in going into archer, so you immediately have to counter against that as well. Little engagement is coming in here now at the front lines. Second Lord of Lancaster also coming in. And
the javelins
more
still
HP.
do a decent job too into spears. They just have such high base damage that they can still do pretty good damage.
That's true. Attack speed is rather low on them, but yeah, I mean, the fight here that's being taken is an effective one for Anotand. For the time being. Does reduce the amount of Donzos here by quite a bit, and that means that maybe instead of going for, archers straight off the bat, he could also just skip the archers and go for Hobbler straight away. And the pit mine, this time around, is getting taken down.
Go. Took a couple times, but he gets it on the second go around.
Yeah. Spearmen, yet again, have been battered up. Battered and bruised, but could just, bathe a little bit in the glory that is the Abbey of Kings. To regain their former health.
Well, the good thing about all this is that MarineLorD hasn't had time or the resources to invest in the cow boom yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't even made a single cattle yet. Like, he's got the mills ready to go. He's got 3 pit mines now, but he has not invested in any cattle. He's been all focused on military. We do see, like you said, those javelins. And now he's got some Musafati coming out as well to deal with the Lords of Lancaster.
Yeah. It's actually just 2 pit mines. For some reason, the Manza Quarry by the overlay gets counted as a pit mine.
Oh, I get that. That makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have more than 2 in only Feudal Age. That is the cap, I believe. He's moved out on the deer. I mean, he is hungry for food. In fact, he has made cattle. He's using them to eat, though. He is using villagers on them. He has not invested at all. And I think it's just a matter of the wood. He needs the wood for units.
Anton, does he have... He does have 1 manor, so is effectively getting a lot of resources in from that. Question is this manor? Yeah, it's an effective manor over there. So it's getting most of the villagers' worth of resources. Actually not quite covering the wood line. Might be something that he's going to have to replace at some point in the future. Yeah, we are actually getting the yeomen in now as well.
MarineLorD already reading that, though. He's going to have the javelin throwers ready to go. And I think I like that comp just a little bit better. I mean, the only difference, though, being is the Lord's Lancaster.
This is painful right now at the moment for Anotand, not being able to quite take that engagement. And you need so many yeomen in order to trade effectively up against the javelin throwers that you could argue that it's probably better to just try and go for Castle Age. Because then at least you're army like a yeoman are going to trade a lot better against the javelin throwers with the additional
Yeah,
upgrades.
This comp for Malians, going javelin throwers and then the Donzo, is just so difficult to deal with. It's so prickly, right? It's you get in with the archers trying to counter the Donzos, which are already really good spear units, and the javelins just meet you. And then if you try and get archers to deal with, or a horseman to try and deal with the javelin throwers, you're just met with those Donzos again, who have the ranged attack to start out as well. It's a difficult comp to work around, and the answer really is go for some heavy units. Get up the castle age, get the tech up. But of course, MarineLorD's already thinking that way as well, and has a couple of those Musafati, hoping to get on top of the Lords of Lancaster should they come in range. We see the first sofa, it looks like, as well on the field from MarineLorD. He's really kind of going for a very, very eclectic composition here.
Yeah, now sofa's getting added, as you said. First couple of cattle in as well. Looks like Anotand now also going for the Hobbler, so commitment to Feudal Age definitely still there for him. Doesn't have Pierce armor in yet, so still taking a lot of damage from those javelin throws.
Yeah, he prioritized his ranged attack upgrade first. That might cost him here, as javelin thrower is doing a pretty good number here, but the fight up front, can the Donzos hold it? Some javelins getting stuck there, getting pinched by the spears. But a number of spears going down. Not much of a front line left for Anotand.
Anotand's still doing a very good job with the yeomen, keeping them alive up against the javelin throwers and taking down a good amount of Donzos. And this is important. Taking down the Donzos, that is going to be the thing that eventually allows you to blob into the Hobblers. Needs to be very careful though. Needs to keep those javelin throwers, the yeomen, alive. Javelin throws now kind of blobbing at the front line, so that's the most effective way of getting rid of them.
Tricky thing is those Lords of Lancaster are doing a really good job. They are the meat shields right now for the archers, the yeomen, able to stay alive, because most of the focus has to be on those lords, and I don't think a single one of them has gone down just yet.
Anotand needs to be careful, doesn't want to overcommit at the moment with those yeomen, needs to keep them alive. Looks like the Lords of Lancaster, though, are slowly but surely going to get taken down. Yeah, they're done for.
That's quite an investment lost.
Yeah. Anotand has the resource to remake them. Still, it does hurt. It does definitely hurt. Has reinvested into the dock play, though, behind this, on top of the one manor that he has inside of his base.
I'm worried that Anotand dove a little too deep there. At first, like, he lost the spearmen, and that was not a problem. Then losing the Lords of Lancaster to keep the yeomen alive, that felt like a pretty high price to pay.
Hobbler, that's not going to be enough to deal with the Sofa. Has an archer ship there now as well. Now a couple of yeomen in there as well, but yeah, Sofa still being very tanky here.
Now, Hobblers aren't really meant for this stand and fight against other cavalry kind of engagements. That's not what they're really good for. If they're like the opposite of the Yari for Sengoku Daimyo, right? Like, they're kind of the opposite of that. Like, as far as cav on cav, they are not great for that. They're much more of a hit and run. Let's hit the villagers and maybe hit some archers and get out of town. They just don't have enough. Damn it, they don't have enough meat on their bones to stand and fight like that.
And he hasn't started re-adding spearmen again. Is adding in the Lords of Lancaster, though. MarineLorD, for the time being, he's been eating cattle. He hasn't effectively gathered enough cattle in the ranches yet to really benefit from it. It's only starting to do so now. First couple of cattle now out that haven't been eaten yet.
That's a good thing for Anotand long term too. That means the cow boom is going to be that much more delayed, right? And so yeah, MarineLorD's had food and is in the game, and he's got 1,000 food a minute coming in. He is using villagers to do that. He's not getting the benefit of having villagers work on other resources at the same time. So Anotand, looking to go castle here in just a couple seconds. That's going to be a little bit for MarineLorD to match.
Yeah, this of course also hurts him when it comes to, sure, the gather rate is really great from the cattle with the villagers, but it's also a big investment. Having to pay 90 gold for that kind of puts a dampener on the gather rate there.
King's College coming up for Anotand. I feel like it's a landmark I haven't seen a whole lot of from. Maybe it's just because I haven't seen a whole lot of House Lancaster due to the prevalence of it being banned, but I feel like this is one I haven't really looked at a whole lot.
Yeah, it's one of the more rare ones. MarineLorD at the moment, nothing on wood at all. He is getting closer to a potential Castle Age, but with barely any cattle, that doesn't really feel that great, though he is adding in a couple more and more. So I think it's still going to be a Grand Filani Corral just because MarineLorD is a meta player by heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he wants to go Farimba, just because that is definitely the off-meta choice there. And we are seeing the Grand Filani Corral now coming in. The King's College is going to be
6 cows.
Finishing up first. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 cows in the Grand Filani is... If I were coaching a player, I usually would tell them that's not ideal. That's not how you want to be going into Castle Age. I think here MarineLorD's had his hand forced, though. He's been relying on the cattle to keep himself in the game. He kind of just has to, because I think you're right. I think going for the other landmark here, going for the Farimba, I don't know if he's got the gold for it, frankly. I mean, I don't know that he could produce enough to make that viable. It's off meta for a reason. The Grand Filani, you'd be losing out on so much value if you could get the cow boom fully online. But the difference is now he's going up without the full cow boom, but he could still get the full cow boom. It's just going to take some time.
You can invest into it very, very quickly, but now his H-up is coming in. He kind of need to rush that one in. Actually, still actively gathering from the cattle at the moment as well. That's something that doesn't feel too good. Hobblars have been upgraded with the upgrade from the college, so Mountain Hill training means that Hobblars are going to be produced incredibly, incredibly quickly, which could hurt MarineLorD on these proxy resources where he's out at the moment. Archship is going to be deterring some of the Sofa here. But the main army from Anotand moving forward.
I'm really liking the transition to Sofa. I think Sofa Javelin is definitely the way to go here. It's going to take care of pretty much everything that Anotand wants to do. He's got crossbows in the queue. He's got a couple of spears, but not enough to really deter, I think, a good amount of Sofa. I think MarineLorD's comp is going to look really good. We have imported armor now clicked in. It's going to be a minute or two for that to come in. But can Anotand do damage right here, right now? He's got the mass coming in, but that's a lot of javelins. That's going to force him back.
It is, and in that mass, they're also not doing too poorly up against the Hobblars, right? Like, they just pretty much one-shot a couple of them there. So Anotand, he's got to wait for more of the Hobblars to be coming in. Now, the Hillfort training does mean that he's going to be getting them out really, really quickly, and the charge is going to be absolutely devastating, especially against ranged units. Can he get a charge off, though, against the front line that is there? He definitely needs some more spearmen with his army there as well.
Taking out the fishing economy, I think that's actually a really good call, because right now, Anotand is banking in the food. He's got double the food income that MarineLorD has right now. That's, again, evidence that the cow boom hasn't been fully online yet. He's got 11 of 20 now, though, so he's getting there. He is getting there. But the eco for Anotand has been churning this entire time on the water.
Yeah, it's definitely been living the dream on water so far, but look at the charge damage coming in. Two of these... of the jump thrower just getting ripped through immediately. Anotand just keeps moving in now, keeps moving forward, actively sniping out the Donzos behind this, allowing the Hobblars to now dive in deeper. And MarineLorD, yeah, this is going to be looking kind of tough now for MarineLorD to keep Anotand out of his economy.
Most of his units
that many
aren't in the
Hobblars
base.
in yet.
Most of his Sofa are out on the map. They were doing the raiding, and now they're needed back at home, and they're rushing across the map right now, but they're going to be too late to do anything. This mass is going to finally start dwindling down a little bit, but it's just so much damage dealt by Anotand here. 63 to like 11, and that is going to be the game. We have an even split series right now, 1-1.
Very, very nice timing push there from Anotand. MarineLorD never getting those cattle numbers up means that now Anotand, he's even out the set. He's got a point on the board, and everything is back to being even between the two. Yeah, that was a really, really nice play there. I want to quickly take a look. Can we take a look at the resource gathered graph there? Just to check that one out quickly, see how the scaling came in there. I didn't want that one. I don't want the economy count. I want the nice resources gathered.
Well, you can look at the bar if you want. You got total resources gathered. There's a bar. It was in favor of Anotand. Yeah, we can take a look at the statistics here.
The timeline, not this one. The timeline. Resources gathered, please.
Sacred timeline. Give me the sacred timeline.
Yes, yes. Okay. Oh my God, Marley! How it's crazy that MarineLorD kept up income-wise with that.
You know, the difference is if he'd had a cow boom, he'd be ahead, right? Like that's the difference. That's why Maulings is so good. Is if they get the cow boom, it's like a get ahead ticket for free. Like, here you go, you just get to jump ahead in line. There you go. Keeping that in check really was a difference, and that's given that Anotand has been on water. He's been adding in fishing ships.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
incredible.
if he
That's
didn't
so
add
tight.
those fishing ships, yeah, if he didn't add those fishing ships, he would have been way, way lower on the resource gather chart here in the end, and yeah, definitely makes a pretty big difference there as well.
That is
Yonba
so
coming in
tight.
with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate it. Helping EGC bring you guys all of these premium tournaments. Now,
And what a good game this was. It's not often you
Yeah.
see Malians fall. Lancaster, and you know, I wouldn't necessarily say it was because Lancaster was overly good in Feudal Age either. I feel like it was just a really very hard fought game from Anotand. MarineLorD did not make this one easy, and it really, I think part of it being the sofa being out of position there at the end, just gave just enough of a window for Anotand to push in at the right time. I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved in the game. I won't say that every win is due to luck, but you got to get lucky somewhere to beat a player like MarineLorD. You got to have something go your way. And every player has things go their way and not their way in a game. I think Anotand did a great job of capitalizing when something went his way here. Got that window, had the opportunity, and seized it. Just pounced on it at the right time.
yeah. Next up, though, we're going to be moving over to Kalogger, and it is going to be Chinese from MarineLorD up against the French from Anotand. And this is an interesting matchup, I want to say, because, in my own opinion, before the pro scouting meta from the Chinese, French absolutely kind of just annihilated China for the most part, especially on 1TC, because China just couldn't keep up with the mobility of the knights. And eventually, there has to be a granary, a farm transition, a food transition. And that always kills, like, breaks the neck from China. With Pro Scout, the matchup has become a lot more, like, messy and muddled up. I think on a map like Kalogger, with dock play as well, where I think French gets a lot of benefits from it as well, which further supports the knight play. I think that this is a pretty even one, but I would still say, just as an ex-China main, I want to give like a slight edge to French there when it comes to just mobility and raiding potential, especially on an open map like Kalogger, where you're not like all the way in the back positioned. Like you can't just like wall to the back line and be safe, because like your TC doesn't reach the back line. Like your opponent can literally ring around your base there.
Yeah, and especially when the meta has been so aggressive, and not just an aggressive meta, but a cavalry-centric aggressive meta. And I think I've heard it described as a knight meta. It's a knight meta, it's a raiding unit meta, it's a very fast-paced, moving about the map kind of meta. I think that, I agree with you. I think Chinese, like, it's a winnable, like, MarineLorD could easily win this, right? He could win the game, but I think the matchup overall does favor French, especially on this map. Like you said, your TCs are pretty close together too, as opposed to other maps, and that makes a big difference as far as timing goes, and the night timing, and when they get to your base and be able to wrap around it. So here we go, tied up at 1-1 apiece into game number 3. Anotand popping that dock immediately. Same with MarineLorD, both on the, I believe that's the same side for both of them too.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing that double dock play coming in now. It's this is one of the things where I want to say that things are interesting and changing about China, because typically when you go for like this dock play, right? Like you want to take advantage of the additional income that you get from Imperial Official, but we're in a meta at the moment with the Chinese where a lot of players opt not to go for that early Imperial Official, and that's something that we kind of see here as well at the moment. I'm not sure if now MarineLorD hasn't queued an Imperial Official yet, so yeah, we're not getting that additional plus 20% income early on here from MarineLorD to kind of start with the bigger Chinese economy, which does kind of like compound the issue, right? Like these longer Dark Ages for China in the current meta without the early Imperial Official, they're a lot worse than they used to be.
Yeah, I think I'm curious as to this build a little bit too, because I guess going for the dock, I guess the thought process being that, well, I'm going for the dock, so I'm spending extra resources in Dark Age there instead. But to your point, like losing out on the taxes, losing out on the faster production, it just it feels bad, but We see Anotand sniping the deer there, pushing him in a little bit. What's the thought process on that? Pushing him a little close to the TC like that, just to make it so it's harder to arm them close together?
I
Like
mean,
you almost helped them a little bit by pushing them into the TC.
yeah, there's no like big reason, right? Like this didn't achieve a ton, other than it denies MarineLorD the opportunity to potentially push them into an even better position for himself.
I feel like this map, the way they spawn, it's just so helpful as it is. It's like, it feels marginal at best. Do see fishing ships out on about for both players now. This map is such an interesting combination of water and land, in that land units and naval units have never been so close together, right? Being like they can walk all over the shallow water. I think it's kind of funny that these big ships can actually float on these little streams. It feels kind of silly to see sometimes. But it makes for some really interesting interactions when these fights start happening.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, MarineLorD, he's really going for this long Dark Age here right now. Hasn't really started gathering any gold at all yet. We don't even have the first mining camp coming in for him. At the very least, he is now gathering wood from a wood line with a lumber camp, so he is at least hoarding up some taxes there that can be collected later down the line. But Anotand is going to be much quicker to his own age up behind this, and this kind of feels like MarineLorD is going for a second dock here in Dark Age relatively soon with just how much wood he's been banking up. Also, big shout out to PM303. Thank you very much for the gifted subs. Once again, helping EGC bring you guys all of these amazing S-tier tournaments. Very much appreciated.
The second dock, I'm thinking through this. Going against French, you're going to have knights in the field. How are you going to protect these docks? You're delaying yourself even further from aging up. Is
now,
that going to be
the
worth
scaling,
it, or are you going to blow up in your face?
The scaling is nice, but yeah, the thought process behind going for the no IO opener is that you're going to be like one villager ahead compared to normal. But you're missing out on so many resources just baseline here from just dropping off with the Imperial official, especially on the wood line, right? Like 20% wood, that's definitely nothing to sneeze at early on here in the game. So it's going to take quite a while for that additional villager that you get per se to pay off. Like you're going to be looking at like 5-6 minutes ish, especially with the way that we've been, or rather MarineLorD has been delaying this age up now to get a payoff window there. Imperial Academy is now being rushed up. School of Cavalry about to complete. Anotand also getting his own dock up next to MarineLorD's dock, so immediately opening himself up there for an aggressive position on that little river there.
That is, wow, that is right there in front of him. There's a lot of fish right there in that little group as well. Looks like I can't even count how many different spots of fish that is. 3, 4?
It's 3.
He had right there.
Actually, no,
right
man, that's a fourth one. Yeah, that's a fourth
3 and then the one
right
next
there.
to it. Yeah, so 4. Definitely a lucrative spot there as far as food goes, and immediately units in the queue. We got warships coming out for both sides.
Anton opting for the archer ship, MarineLorD going for the Hulk, or rather warship straight away. First Knight already in production as well behind all of this. Archer ship does produce quicker than the warship, but warship definitely going to be able to counter this one out. Ooh, gets 2 shots off.
Cheeky little wall there. It's very funny to build a wall to block the ships. Some of the interactions in this game are kind of silly when you think about it. We don't think about it too often, but they are kind of silly when you look at it at its face.
Warcock comes out. And now this is a good position for that demo ship from Anotand to come in. Just needs to position it to spawn on the other side. If he's able to get the distraction in, MarineLorD hasn't moved back yet. Critical moment there on the dock. And wait, how did that do no damage? Okay.
We
well,
missed the
that
explosion.
happened.
Wow, we looked away for a moment. You blink. That's the tricky thing with water. You blink and you miss it sometimes.
And miss it in that moment we did. Second demo ship is making its way out. Anotand needs to protect that one. It's trying to do damage to the archer ship, but doesn't quite get the connections in.
There's just so
Knight
little
is being
room to
repelled.
maneuver.
Yeah. And slowly but surely, the dock is getting taken down. Fishing ship also needs to be careful. Doesn't want to lose that. That's his like main way of healing up those ships. And now there's also going to be a demo ship.
I gotta say, like, sometimes I feel like people complain that water feels kind of clunky, and I in this instance especially, I will agree. It feels very clunky with how close together this is. It's a little tiny stream. Boy, those ships just on a razor's edge. Now, spears coming in from MarineLorD, though, trying to get that dock down. If he gets this down, that'll be a big win, but the demo ship...
He's housed!
Oh, no, he's housed! He can't get it out! Oh, that's so unfortunate, and the dock will go down. No recourse to be had.
Housed for a moment means he's not getting the demo ship out there. Ay. Unlucky positioning there for Anotand.
The ships are like two dudes fighting in a crowded bus. I see that. That's a very funny way of putting it, and I agree 100%. And now MarineLorD has a really good edge here with the spears coming in, taking a knight down, and they might even get the archer to boot.
Yeah, archer got up in the morning and was not prepared for 5 or 4 spears to the face.
And Anotand's in a really tricky spot. You know, Kurlager is a very messy map as far as games go. You know, sometimes games can be very straightforward and it's just a nice proper back and forth. Then you get games like this where it's just messy. There's just weird interactions. It feels a little clunky at times. It's just a mess. And this is exactly what we're seeing here. Almost 9 minutes in the game now. And boy, what a strange game this has turned out to be.
Yeah. It didn't help Anotand that once that dog got taken out, he also lost 10 population space, so he was housed afterwards as well.
Oh, that really does put him back. Yeah.
The wall, I don't think it... Yeah, that wall wasn't quite close, but it's still getting burnt down by MarineLorD before he moves forward. If he's going to move forward at all. Ooh, villager that put up the wall earlier. Horseman now going to be finding a freebie there. And then still investing into the knights. But isn't able to find any free villager pickoffs here. MarineLorD doing a good job of having his reinforcements in position around the wood line to make sure that no crucial damage is being taken there.
This is where that interesting interaction between water and land units come into play, where the land units are opening the doors for the naval units to move on south. As we see now on the other dock, here on the eastern corner, MarineLorD pushing in, demo ship gonna land, gets the connection.
Yeah, big damage being done there. Anotand falling behind a little bit in the economy numbers as the French. Did manage to pick off one villager though on the wood line. He's hoping for another.
Not very good.
That's for some good idle time here.
Anotand definitely feels like he's a bit on the back foot. He's got some knights, but it's so hard to find value at this point. Good little connection there with the demo ship, though.
Yeah, might want to cancel the next demo ship, though. He's going to need another Warhawk instead of that.
MarineLorD, ever the good defensive player, right in the right spot to deal with these knights. Gonna shoo them away.
Knight's just able to keep MarineLorD in the back of his base, not able to move out entirely. See a couple of walls coming in now, trying to make it more difficult for Anotand.
This is one of those games, and French is often like this. French games are often like this, where there's just a lot happening on different points in the map. But when you had the hybrid aspect of this, where there's boats fighting as well, it just really compounds that fact. And that's what I mean when I say this game's messy. There's just so many little skirmishes happening in so many little places. It's hard for even these players to keep up on every little detail of what's going on in this map.
It is, it very much is. Now MarineLorD behind this. Looks like he is trying to go for the eventual castle age. Ooh, big catch there by MarineLorD, able to take down a knight and keep the others low on health as well. Anotand, though, he's got a good amount of archers, and being able to have the same amount of knights as MarineLorD has in terms of horsemen means that if there was a fight going on right now, Anotand would certainly be winning that one. I feel like, at least personally for me, I think the micro with archers and knights is a lot easier than with spearmen, horsemen. And now Anotand able to take down a good couple of fishing ships here with those knights.
This is so good. That's how he gets back in. That's how he really gets into this game.
Needs to be careful though. Demo ship coming in.
He can snipe it with the archers. And does. Good placement of the units right there. But Horseman trying to respond in kind here on the gold instead.
The knights, though, in position to repel the horsemen. And now Chivalry also coming in behind this. Imp Academy coming in, though.
Of massing up here and getting into a good spot where he's got a good enough stuff. He can hold on to what he has. This is a tenuous game for both sides, where it feels like a slip could really be disastrous. I think Anotand needs to be careful, but I think he's in a decent spot. We do, however, see the Imperial Palace coming up for MarineLorD.
Yeah, MarineLorD, he's just now sending a ton more villagers over to gold, so it could be that now we're getting a transition into knights behind all of this. Anotand, sure, he's got a lot of knights on his own, but is that going to be enough against Castle Age knights with the added supervision speed coming in from MarineLorD? Up to 3 stables, so these knights are coming out like rocket fast.
There's going to be a timing here for Anotand to do a lot of damage.
He's going to need to do so. Now, with the age up finished, Anotand, this is his moment now to do some damage. 3 knights already in queue. Keeps pumping out more knights on his own side.
Warships moving down with the fishing ships. Anotand looking at that, hoping maybe that's the damage he wants to get done.
Question is it though, at the end of the day? MarineLorD, 3 knights aren't going to be enough against the amount that Anotand has here. Anotand needs to really bring out his A-game when it comes to the micro up against the spearmen, and needs to make sure his archers are not going to be out of position here at any given point in time. And it looks like MarineLorD did want to go for such a momentum to try and spring the trap here on Anotand's archers, but doesn't quite take the fight yet. Veterancy has come in on the spearmen and the horsemen. Getting a couple of crossbows in now as well. A little wall of came in.
Both sides being very cautious here, being very patient with their armies.
Oh, it looks like MarineLorD does not like that wall up there.
What are we doing here?
Archers need to be very careful, though, with the engagement. Knights coming in to defend. Spearmen need to be focused down. This is difficult to stand. There is a demo ship, so Anotand, he needs to kind of bait the army towards the waterline. There's the demo ship. Yeah, and this is the moment.
That was a good play. Yeah, you mentioned that you think that Archer Knight is easier comp than the Horseman Spear. I don't know if I completely agree, because without that demo ship there, this would have been really, really tricky, right? It was getting very dicey because the Horsemen can just keep pace. They don't let you get away.
Now, because there's a tech advantage as well. Like, if all things are Feudal Age, then for sure. But now with Castle Age upgrades in on one side, not the other, things are a lot more even.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I'd agree with that then. And that demo ship, I mean, that was the catalyst to pretty much save what Anotand. That would have been a nasty fight had Anotand not had that demo ship shooing the spears away, because that was getting very, very dangerous very quickly.
MarineLorD desperate, getting that food source there with those fishing ships. Anton still standing nearby though. Also invested into Warhawk, but the demo ship. Wait, what? That demo ship disappeared just for a second. Doesn't get any major damage off, though.
Lancer has to run back. He's lucky he's alive.
Age up about to come in with the Guildhall now for Anotand. Really wants those veterancy upgrades in. Now, Royal Knight veterancy is getting boosted a little bit. Comes in a lot quicker than other veterancy upgrades. Now, MarineLorD
looking to push now. Yeah, now
smells his chance. Oh, nice demo ship connection, but quick repair is going to be coming in. Archer is out of position.
30 seconds here. Knights coming in just in time to save him. A lot of units are weak, though.
He needs to wait for the upgrades behind this. Warcock also trying to help out, but a lot of archers going down here on the retreat. We now don't have enough archers to one-shot the spearmen anymore. This is the crucial amount that he's lacking now. Still takes a fight. Demo ship tries to come in, only gets a single spearman. There aren't that many spearmen left though, and now veterancy is in. So it's now or never for Anotand to take this fight. And he will take it, he will win it, but there's still more reinforcements coming behind this. Overall though, he is not in the worst of positions after this, I will say.
Yeah, that could have been
army value
catastrophic.
pretty close.
Instead, it was just difficult, right? Like you take difficult and close over catastrophic any day. And Anotand, I mean, that was very, very scary. Losing the archers doesn't feel good, but as long as you keep the massive knights relatively healthy, that's the thing that matters the most here. He does stay alive. That was close. That was very close.
Yeah. Anotand actively gathering from the shoreline fish here. Needs to be very careful though, because MarineLorD is actually moving towards that right now. And that is the thing. MarineLorD, I think he used the ability from the Imperial Palace. So he knows
right
where the
they
villagers are. Yeah, he knows. He's aware. The villagers are moving up further! He sees it.
No.
Anotand,
Oh,
he
no.
sees the scout. He needs to run away. He needs to run away. Oh, he doesn't see the rest of the army yet, but he needs to be aware that this is now going to be coming. This is inevitable. And there they are.
Oh, that's so bad.
No reaction
that's
yet.
That's gonna be so many dead vills. It's just a massacre. That's such a huge hit.
It is indeed. Anotand, he's still not too far behind when it comes to the villagers, as the shoreline are about to run out now. Archers trying their best to help those poor villagers, but there's just no way that all of them are going to get out alive. Instead, a lot of them will fall.
That was a really big... Did the wolf just get that vill too? Man. Anotand
Yeah,
taking shots
Gaia
left
is
and
against
right.
him.
Gaia's against him. More Lancers on his vills. This... See, now that was not difficult. That might have been catastrophic.
It definitely hurt him a lot, and most of Anotand's vill kills is in the forms of fishing ships, not on land. Which is why MarineLorD's still very far ahead at the moment when it comes to overall population. Tang Dynasty, no Song Dynasty yet. These knights, ooh, they might potentially get a couple of vills. Ah, he can't commit to
I
that.
don't think they see him. I don't think he can even see him. There's no scout with that group, so he doesn't have a lot of vision anyways.
It's a couple of the Lancers on the
Lancers.
retreat. We're getting closer to potential keep from Anotand behind this.
That would definitely help him a lot here. Twofold, right? With
Discount
French,
is
obviously the
massive,
discount,
yeah.
and then if he places in a good spot, it might help secure what's left of his somewhat battered economy at this point.
Barbican of the Sun now coming in for MarineLorD. So he aggroed the boar onto the villagers. Did he realize that he aggroed the boar? One villager.
Boy.
Two villagers. Oh no. Oh no. MarineLorD
Today's game is brought to you by the letter B, as in boar.
for the Barbican.
And Gaia is taking shots. The Barbican. Many lives lost to wildlife in this game.
Oh my god, 3 villagers. Suddenly the boar equalized the villager count. And the keep is going up in the middle. Anotand securing the large gold vein in the middle with this means that he's not immediately getting the big discount though.
No, but I think long term this is the right call. You can, because then if you, as you do put production on that, right, you're gonna have a forward up base to produce, so you have shorter rush time to the enemy's base, and this gold I think is crucial. It's just so crucial right now. And he does
also
have a guild
the
hall
food
as
here.
well, but yeah, the food being next to it, there's a lot of resources
deer,
here.
though? Like it's right next to a dock from MarineLorD, so MarineLorD sees this.
I think he could get the close ones. He would definitely like to get those further ones scooted in. Regardless, there's enough here to make that keep, I think, very much worth it. And then long term, even though he's not getting bonus production now, I think it sets him up in the future very nicely.
Yeah, food income for both players is kind of low at the moment.
If he doesn't lose all the bills right here, though.
Loses 3.
Even more.
He's able to take down a couple here and there of the military units at the very least. Waldo doesn't get anything, but Anotand now also securing some relics. Yeah.
That was, I think, a defensive to keep the vills there safe. But, man, these mistakes are starting to compound. Anotand's still in this game, but
What's the
goodness, a
Guildhall looking
lot of
like?
little bits.
MarineLorD going for his granary transition behind this. Guildhall currently sitting at 1,000 food, and
Looking pretty
Anotand
good.
has a lot of villagers in the middle on the large gold vein. Can we take a look at his base? Does he have a second keep up? Because he had some stone and now he doesn't. Yeah, okay, there's a second keep coming
Second
up.
one.
So
There we
finally
go.
we'll be able to get that big discount on the military unit, something that he desperately needs. I think we just had another activation of the Imperial Palace from MarineLorD because he's straight up going towards the deer and the boar on Anotand's side, where the
East
villagers
side,
were
yep, right there. There's a tower here, so 5 of them can hold, and the knights coming straight there to their defense. These mostly should stay alive. If he can get on them, though, there was 1 or 2 down. Not enough knights to deal with these lancers, though. He's gonna have to get out of there. Thankfully, the tower's holding on to some, but these lancers can just turn around and focus it down. And that's exactly what they'll do.
Yeah, rest of the knights need to be mobilized now. Villagers need to jump out. Need to give him a little bit of a ring around the rosy there. But the remaining knights should be able to deter MarineLorD now from pushing the issue there.
Pretty good defense, given the cards he was dealt in that instance.
Yeah.
3-1 relic split right now. So MarineLorD's getting a little bit of passive gold out of that. He's also got a sacred
About to be
site,
4 to
looks
1.
like, under his command.
Yeah,
he's got the 4th one in hand now.
4th relic. But Anotand's about to be able to click him.
Yeah, that's his win condition right now, and he's got the center of the map as his. There's a lot of resources, a lot of gold. I'm curious, where does he put his Red Palace at?
Interesting spot. There's an interesting spot forward next to the wood line. Okay, he's putting it right next to the gold as well.
Actually,
so this gold is giga safe.
I don't hate it. I think he could have gotten a little more aggressive with it, but I don't hate this choice. It is also on those berries.
Yeah. I think he should also potentially go for a second TC now behind this. MarineLorD, he's already got a first trebuchet up.
He's going to want to really... Dynasty as well.
Oh, Relic's getting denied.
That monk just disappeared. He just, like, fell through the earth.
He's fallen and he can't get up.
Trebuchet already on the field here from MarineLorD. He's already looking to focus down the keep. Red Palace is going to compound that, make it a little more difficult. Though I think it's in...
Good.
I think it's in Anotand's favor to take a fight up the middle on those keeps. I think he wants things all in the center, and then he can split his own knights to go raiding on the sides. I think keeping things centralized is going to be good for Anotand here, because he's going to start getting Arbitrier out later, and those are going to start shredding. The spears aren't going to do much here for MarineLorD. So I think centralizing this is actually good for French.
Yeah. Anotand, I feel like he needs some bombards at the moment. MarineLorD, he's also just been forced to really heavily invest into these trebuchets, and trebuchets are expensive, man. They're incredibly, incredibly expensive, and investing into 3 of them, that's like a keep and a half, almost. Actually, pretty much exactly a keep and a half. So Anotand, he can stomach repairing that for a while. Looks like we are about to be getting a Great Wall Gatehouse. And now Great Wall Gatehouse has been nerfed, pretty much neutered. Like, it's a lot worse than it used to be. It now has normal Nest of Bees on top of it. Before, it used to be like supercharged Nest of Bees. Yeah,
it was crazy good.
It was absolutely absurd. And now it's like, yeah, it's a defensive spot. It's you can dive it now. Before that, it used to be anything that dives just dies.
It's a really interesting landmark, though. I think it's the only landmark that I'm aware of. You have to build something first to be able to build it.
That, and also
it's the build like a wall to make it.
Yeah, it's also the only landmark that infantry or just in general non-siege units cannot hit. Oh, but Anotand, he's standing here now. He's not letting MarineLorD build it.
Oh, so
First
good.
SCP is coming in.
Great positioning.
Elite upgrades are in for Anotand. Is this a fight that he wants to take, even with the home advantage, even with the siege coming in? Fight's being taken.
Those knights are so beefy. They're going to be able to stand and fight,
he's
even against the spears.
He is winning this. Anotand with the French up against the Chinese. Farm transition has been finished up, but MarineLorD getting caught right when he wants to age up to the next age. He is getting decimated now inside of the base. Keep not right next to the farm income. It is not protecting the food economy.
The archers are out shooting the Nest of Bees at this point. This is catastrophic. This is not where MarineLorD wanted to be. Standing the army right on top of the gatehouse. MarineLorD is running past it, saw it, and immediately, Anotand saw it and immediately pivoted towards it, setting up his military right here. And now, even the archers are enough to take out the trebuchets. That's so much value that MarineLorD has lost in a very tight game. Suddenly, Anotand's looking really, really strong.
And now Anotand, he can just sit here for the time being, take down villagers. And he has taken down a lot of them. He is kind of just trickling knights, though, into a keep, so he might not be able to finish off MarineLorD anytime soon. MarineLorD just had to reinforce his military tremendously, though. He doesn't have any gold in the bank, and he can't age up anymore. And now Anotand is investing into some bombards.
That went about as well as it could have possibly gone for Anotand. For the first time pretty much this entire game, Anotand now is ahead in economy count. He's been straggling slightly behind MarineLorD for the better part of 25, 26 minutes.
Yeah. Now
that's
these
a
two
good keep
bombards
right there.
Yeah, the bombards are going to absolutely destroy the base now from MarineLorD. Anotand, he's about to run out of gold, though. There is still gold out on the map, but it's no longer defended by keeps inside of his base.
Yeah, he spent a lot very quickly. That's an 8k gold he just about churned through. The good thing is, though, he does have the guild hall behind this, so at worst, he's going to have some gold coming in some increments. He's got still on food. He's got
it is still on food,
in
just
the bank
because
still.
Before you...
I guess he hasn't had the farm transition, huh?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of going for the keeping it on food until you get your farm transition in. But yeah, he's very late at the moment on the farm transition.
Well, he hasn't had to, right? There's been just so much food on the map. There still is more, but that is going to be a concern here.
These are the raids.
See Imperial Palace strikes once again as horsemen getting on top, and there's nothing to defend these villagers.
This is the reason why up against China, you just can never blindly move out the villagers. You always need to have something there to protect them. And in this case, Anotand, he's losing a lot of villagers yet again. Villager count equalized. Knights are coming in to try and save, but yeah, this is painful. Now the military might be a little bit out of position. So the bombards, are they actually getting sniped? Is Anotand aware of this? The bombards are safe.
I got the archers there still.
And the keeps
and just like that, MarineLorD has edged out the eco lead again. This has been such a back and forth game. Both these players are just really making this one tight. I have been very impressed. We've gone back and forth so many times already.
Yeah, this time the keep is going to be going down for good. Just a little bit. Knights now raiding the back line, so MarineLorD, he's going to have to send the army there as well to try and deal with that. But Knights can just leave before they collapse with the infantry.
Yeah, we're starting to see the differences between having an Imperial Age army versus just a castle one, and that these Knights just feel unstoppable.
Idling out there again. And yet again, MarineLorD sending the horsemen back again to the gold. And they're going to make another connection.
He's got no other option. He really can't afford to take a head-on fight right now. He just can't.
Yeah.
So his only recourse then is to keep hitting the eco and hoping that it slows down Anotand enough.
Anotand still has gold to spare. More knights coming in. Is the guild hall still packed? Behind all of this. Could very well be. Yeah, almost two. He just took it out.
Cashed out.
Exactly here. Took it out. Immediately queues up 6 more knights. And also gets incendiaries in.
MarineLord's still caught in this weird middle ground where he's got the gold to go Imperial, but he doesn't quite have the food yet. He feels like he needs to keep making units to stay alive and stay in this. If he could get up to Imperial Age, maybe he can make something happen, but it feels very difficult. I feel like once you click up, you're opening yourself up to a very dangerous window again.
The issue as well is that the Great Wall Gatehouse, it's no longer that strong against bombards. Like, it used to be that it almost one-shot bombards. Now, with the nerfs, it doesn't one-shot them anymore.
It doesn't, no. I do want to point out that that sniped relic that Anotand was able to take out the monk there. He did manage to get 2 of the 5 relics, so instead of going a 4-1 split, it was a 3-1 split, so a little extra gold there for Anotand, which is probably going a very long way right now.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with all the island. Oh my god, MarineLorD, he found the villagers again that are now going to the other gold vein with the horseman. He's about to arrive there. And Anotand, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? You need to keep your villagers safe.
Oh, and this is just some raid. This is huge.
He's not seeing it! He hasn't
seen it! Oh my
the
goodness.
invisible horseman strike again! No, okay, he does notice it, but a little bit too late. Almost 20 villagers just lost their lives.
Goodness. Anotand wants to close this game out, but he just can't because his eco just keeps getting battered. Absolutely battered by these raids.
MarineLorD's even further away now from Imperial Age. Like, we're getting to the point where Imperial Age is just not feasible at all anymore. Now with incendiaries in as well. MarineLorD, he feels like he needs to take a fight. But can he take this fight, that is? As the horsemen are even dying to the archers now, with all the additional Imperial Age upgrades in. Nest of Beasts tried to take a shot, unable to get the connection in. Now that the front line is getting battered and bruised, the knights are now diving in. 30 knights up against 30 crossbows. Having equal mass is not a good sign there for those crossbows. Spearmen completely wiped, horsemen completely wiped. It is just a matter of time now until the GG is gonna come in. Anotand, even with all the villager losses, he is able to close out this game now and get himself a lead up against MarineLorD. Keep goes down, archers push in further, knights getting reinforced behind this, and now MarineLorD has no more food income left.
I think I can hear the music. I can hear the music. The big lady is starting to sing. I think this one might just be over. I don't see the avenue for victory from MarineLorD. I mean, he has done an incredible job of raiding, making it difficult. Every inch has had to be fought for, but I don't know if it was... I don't think there's anything he could do to make it enough. And he's slowly adding more farms. He's trying so hard, and he's making a very admirable attempt at it. Anotand just needs to find a way to close this game, and I think he's very close to the cusp of that.
How many farms does Anotand have?
No idea. It doesn't look like a lot.
There's the first ones coming in. Okay, so 30 minutes of a game without farms. Okay, yeah, sure. Just Guildhall things, I guess.
MarineLorD now has lost the relics. They are just sitting next to the fire. That loses the income there. I'd like to see Anotand decap that sacred site while you're there. Just send like one archer over there. Just decap it real quick. But he's got bigger things on his mind right now as he's trying to keep this meat grinder churning. MarineLorD just has not been willing to throw in the towel, does not want to fall a game behind Anotand, continuing to keep this thing rolling as long as he can. I just have to wonder, like, the Imperial Age tech up has to be carrying at this point. Like, even down some economy, that's going to keep carrying Anotand to victory. There's no way for MarineLorD to match this. He just not have the food for it.
Now it should be coming in. Once you're trading out your crossbows against Imperial Age archers, that's when you know that it's over. And there it is. GG comes in. Anotand able to take the lead against MarineLorD.
That was an incredible slog back and forth. There were some precarious moments there for Anotand. Like, there were definitely moments where I thought it might have been it. MarineLorD just ever vigilant at putting the fire to Anotand's feet, but Anotand able to sneak that age up, able to take the control of the center, that center spot on the map with so many resources, really I think was the difference here, propelling him into the late game with a much stronger footing than MarineLorD could afford to have.
I'm gonna have to ask this again. Vodka, do we still have the opportunity of seeing that glorious resources gather graph in game?
Too late.
Unfortunate. I always love to see like these little spikes that you see from the Guildhall and the resources gather graph. It kind of, I don't know, it tickles a very specific itch for me.
I mean, look at the economy count back and forth there from about the 15-minute, really from the 13th minute on all the way to about the 33rd minute. Just back and forth and back and forth. I mean, on the water, on the ground with the raids, this was just a very, very messy, hectic game. And oftentimes you don't expect messy games like this to go to Imperial, but then sometimes they do. And it's just such a meat grinder of a game, but really well played. Really both sides of this matchup did a really good job. I think just the strength of French Knights, I think we got to see that on display here and why that's the better unit. We just see why French tends to be, maybe like you said in the beginning, slightly favored in this matchup because they're just that much more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it's also the issue of China, just their farming economy being incredibly centralized. So there's always the clear goal to attack. And on a map like this, where you don't pro scout Onka Logger, it's a pretty clear path to a farm transition for China, where that's where they're at their weakest, and it's just the most obvious target to attack. Here, once again, we see the fight on the shoreline there with the demo, just buying Anotand crucial moments, and yeah, he could have potentially lost his entire army there. There were still so many spearmen in Castle Age remaining.
I don't feel like I often am grateful for being on a hybrid map, but at that point, I think Anton was very grateful he was on a hybrid map, because that demo, I think, really was the difference between losing your entire army and then getting off with a fairly okay trade.
Yeah. Next up, we're going to be moving over to Kawasan, and it is going to be the Order of the Dragon up against the Knights Templar. Now, Knights Templar, they have been nerfed, they have been bruised, they have been battered, they are no longer the unkillable civilization on hybrid or water maps. They're up against the Order of the Dragon as well. That is a civilization that, you know, for all intents and purposes, it has been getting memed on a lot ever since it's been released. But genuinely, I feel like in the right hands, it is a very scary civilization.
I have always, I agree with you 100%. I know it gets like the jokes, but from my experience, from what I see, and I see these players use it, it's always, everyone's always surprised, like, wow, Order of the Dragon looks really good here. It's like, yeah, it's because their biggest weakness is when they go wide, right? They can't afford to go too terribly wide, or they get kind of beaten in small groups. But you get them anywhat in a group, pushing forward into a critical spot, it's just really hard to gauge fights against Order of the Dragon, and they just deal so much damage once they get into a mass. So, I mean, Are they the best civ in the game? I don't think I'd say that by any means, but they are certainly no pushovers, and I don't think they deserve maybe the meme tier that they get put into so often. They're definitely better than that, and I think they're underrated by many people.
And with all the nerfs that Knights Templar has been suffering from, the question to be asked here is this now going to be a comeback chance for MarineLorD? Because Anotand, he is on match point, and this would be big for him. If he's able to defeat MarineLorD in the group phase, that is going to set him up for success in the oncoming games, especially because he already beat B in his group. Winning both sets in his group, that is going to be very good for him. Yeah, especially since B is no easy opponent as well for MarineLorD, potentially. I want to say, like, historically, they've been going back and forth, and B has had some very good sets against MarineLorD as well. It's always difficult to judge B's performance, just because the dude is,
he's a maverick.
He's a father. He's a pro Age of Mythology player. He's a pro Age of Empires 4 player. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, what was the other, like, kind of like sci-fi game that's out there, like RTS game?
Fringe the game.
I don't mean StarCraft 2, but like there's Zero Space. I think he's also playing that at a high level, and yeah, he's playing all of those. He's playing all of those at a high level. It's kind of insane. It's kind of like the dude does it all. So it's always very difficult to judge his level in any one of these particular games.
Yeah. Well, and Anotand, I mean, having MarineLorD on match point, this is not a spot MarineLorD finds himself very often at all, especially in the group stage. I mean, this is just not where MarineLorD ends up a lot. He does not drop very many series ever. And to be up 2-1, like, you're in a really good spot. At worst, you end up going the distance. Now, I'm curious as to, like, the psyche of these players. And we saw MarineLorD just a month ago in person playing in Denver, and I mean, that dude's cool as a rock. I mean, he can play with the flu and still win the whole tournament. We saw him do that. This guy, he's really good at playing in adverse conditions. So, like, you're up a game, you can't let it go to your head, but you've got a potentially pretty decent matchup here. Obviously, Knights Templar are not as dominant as it once was, but it's still not a pushover either. I mean,
yeah, we talked about their potential on Kawasan, right? Just with the stronger docks, with the harbors, with the emplacements. They're definitely not a civilization to be trifled with there at all.
Yeah. We'll see how this pans out here as we get ready to dive into game number 4. Feels weird to say, but MarineLorD down a game to Anotand right now. And if Anotand can win a series against MarineLorD here now, that would, I think, man, his confidence moving forward would just be through the roof, I imagine.
Yeah. This time around, we're getting an opening unlike the one that we saw in the last iteration of Kawasan here. where we had Knights Templar coming in for Louis MT. This time, Anotand, he is moving out straight away for those pawns, and MarineLorD opening us up here with a Dark Age barracks. So Gilded Spearmen could be on the menu here, and most certainly are going to be. As the first one should be just about queued up now. There we go. That one is now in queue. And the scout also did see that villager from Anotand. I'm not sure if he also gave him a couple of left taps, as that villager is already a little bit weaker. Might have also just found a wolf. That could also be the case. And there it is, Harbor now coming up, but MarineLorD immediately with those spearmen. Also just knowing the position of that dock. That's going to be a tough one for Anotand to hold. And he didn't see the barracks yet.
Did he not see it? I mean, you gotta still expect it, right? You have to be expecting that from War of the Dragon.
Do you? Maybe.
Maybe. I feel like you gotta respect it a little bit. I mean, this is a pretty far away. I mean, I'm curious why he built this thing so far away instead of on that bottom corner.
Most likely because he wanted to hide it. He does see the spearmen approaching now, though.
It'll take a while for that to go down, but still, the more spears that keep coming, we only have got another in the queue.
The Harbor has a lot of health, so it's going to take a while to burn down. Now, the Gilded Spearman does do additional damage, and Anotand actually just canceling the ship.
That's... Ooh, that feels pretty bad. I mean, I guess it makes sense to cancel the ship because you don't want to compound your losses here. You're cutting your losses short and going, okay, I clearly am losing this. That still feels bad because, like, those docks, like you said, they cost X resources. I mean, those are not cheap, especially 1 minute, 2 minutes into the game. That's a heavy investment you're still losing.
The question is, what is Anotand doing next? Because he hasn't produced the barracks. He is actually sending another villager out to the next pond. Does he want... Are you really telling me that he's dropping 2 harbors without a single fishing ship in between? Like, by the time the first harbor gets burned down, he's just gonna move on to the next. This is... They're so expensive, Soccerton. 500 wood down the drain.
Oh, man. There's cutting your losses, cutting the line and taking it, and then there's doubling down on the other side. And, you know, if it works, we'll call him a genius, right? If it doesn't, we'll sit here and criticize. So, I mean, it's one of those things where when you're going to play this high stakes kind of game, like, you got to win to make it prove it the point. If you don't, then it's just, well, that's unfortunate. The nice thing for Anotand is he's got a game he can throw away here. If he needs to throw this game away, like, you know, it's not you who has the back on the ropes. You know, it's MarineLorD. So, but you still don't want to have to go the distance. You'd rather just win it out here right now.
It actually takes quite a while for that harbor to even get
tanky.
Set on fire.
That's the nice thing about them being so expensive. They're going to be expensive. They might as well have the... Does it probably does it? It might.
Can we select it? Like a normal dock has like what, 1500? So this has 2200. It actually does have 2 fire armor. Yeah.
How much damage
there's some fire armor in there.
How much damage do Gilded Spears do with torch damage? I don't actually know.
They do like 18.
So they're doing 16 a pop.
It's only 16. Oh my god, MarineLorD with the Order of the Dragon pick. Did he anticipate this in order to get maximum torch damage out against the harbors? That's crazy.
That second one does have fishing ships on it now. Now those spears... Do they look to the other lake, or do they go into the base? There's the scout. I don't know if MarineLorD has seen the other pond just yet, and I don't know if he knows it's there. Otherwise, I imagine he's probably going to find out soon.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Anotand's resources. Like, is he going to get enough value out of this second dock before it gets torched? He is aging up right now, so I guess the answer is probably yes. If he's going to need to get a ship, he cannot afford to lose both of these docks, though. He
economically
really needs to keep this one up.
Economically, he's a good bit ahead at the moment, right? Like, being 4 villagers ahead at the moment, that's pretty good. Oh, MarineLorD. Hello?
Shivs come
Anotand?
out?
Maybe garrison some more villagers, Anotand? Get some more arrow fire in? Maybe? No? Okay.
I think it's dead either way.
Not. Yeah.
No, is it gonna live?
Nah,
no way. No, I was right. I was gonna say, there's no way you dive that deep and get away with it.
But the HF's about to come in, and Anotand already has the resources for an archer ship now. And there's no villager from MarineLorD coming out to dock. Actually, never mind. He's going for the first pond. And he's going back. Anotand is going back with another villager to put a dock in the first pond.
Kills the
He's
wolf on the
not
way
done
too.
yet. Do we see villagers on stone next?
Guy's got some nerves, man. That's for sure. The nerves of steel coming out and doing this and just braving the lake again. Well, you know, high risk, high reward, right?
Yeah.
Archer ship almost ready to pop out. That'll keep this dock alive.
Sometimes you lose some, sometimes you lose some more.
You know, all things considered, I feel like this has worked out pretty okay for Anotand. I mean, having MarineLorD dive your base inadvertently like that definitely helped kind of negate the loss of the first dock.
And the spearmen are
round
going
two.
for a dive yet again.
Ooh, a little cheeky small wall right there. I kind of like that idea. He deletes it, doesn't need it, but he was ready. I mean, quick on the draw, though, for Anotand, ready to bring that up when he needed it.
All right. I'm getting some interesting fun facts from production here on the side. So if this... if Anotand wins this game, this is going to be the first set against MarineLorD that he's won after 11 sets in a row of losses.
Yeah, MarineLorD has an 83% win rate by games against Anotand. This would be huge. And you know, it's when you take down like what is most people would say is the best in the world. That's again the confidence that Anotand must have. Even just getting this far into the series, he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah, and we're now at a point in the game where Knights Templar is on water with the harbors, right? So that's like the hardest part to get to. Ooh, but he might be about to lose his archer ship.
Ooh,
Yeah, that one's
dangerous.
not going to stay alive.
And the spear gets away with low health as well. He does have an archer chasing down, but the sprinkled ship might be causing some problems.
Oh, we're about to be seeing Socketen. We're about to be seeing sprinkled emplacements.
Ooh, here we go. We've yet to see this tech.
He's getting the stone for it. Demo ship coming in. Decides not to. The healing is a little bit too strong here for it at the moment, but MarineLorD also going for the sprinkled ship. Not the sprinkled ship, the demo ship.
Oh no.
And the connection's coming
not like
in.
This, not like this, not like this. Ah!
And it did go for the explosion as well. Oh my god, was so close. There was a second. There was a second where he could have gone for it. Does he have enough? Does he have enough stone yet? Yeah, he does. It's queued up. It's queued up.
On which
Oh,
one?
that's an archer ship. Oh no.
Did he queue it up on the other one?
He queued it up on this one, but I'm
Oh
doubtful.
yeah, I see that there.
I'm a little bit doubtful. He wants to repair it. It's gonna be a close one. The harbor with the harbor with all the bonus health though. Okay, we're about to see. Did the devs dice roll the damage stat on the spring? Okay, it's not that strong. Actually, it attacks kind of fast, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it does attack pretty fast. Maybe it is a little bit dice rolly. Yeah, okay, it's doing a good amount of damage. Holy.
Yeah, it's doing a pretty good job there. That'll
yeah,
push him back
that's
for sure.
pretty good. That's pretty good damage-wise. Yeah, okay, that's...
More.
Oh, okay, the healing though. The healing
And the
though.
demo. Here comes the demo.
At least forces him back a little bit. He needed a sprinkled ship there. Unfortunate. Looks like the dock is eventually still going to be going down. As strong as that emplacement is.
I have no idea what else is going on the map. I'm just looking purely at this right now.
We're invested at this point.
Laser focused right now on this.
This is everything we care about.
For science. It's for science.
Yeah. Anotand now cancelled the ship. They want to go for on this side, so eventually is going to just surrender control over this pond. There's 2 guild horsemen out, and Anotand still reinforcing archers. Is now also adding a spearman, so is going to have all the answers that he needs. But MarineLorD behind this, almost even villager count, and with the Archon and with the, just baseline faster gathering all of the Dragon villagers, this might not be the most ideal spot for Anotand yet.
Yeah, I got him, but those are gilded villagers too, so the numbers... I mean, they both are fishing now, but I feel like MarineLorD's got a bit more of a presence on his island, or his lake, than Anotand has on his. Horsemen looking for a dive aren't going to get really anything here. Just enough mass from Anotand to fend those away.
It also helps a lot that Anotand has the Knights Hospitaller, so the villagers also with a little bit of bonus health and movement speed. aren't going to be too easy to pick off, but the
This
archers...
could be dangerous.
Good amount of damage coming in. Anotand, good micro. Pulls back the weak weak archers there. In the end, doesn't end up losing too many of them. Might lose 2 more. Not the worst.
One gilded horseman. I feel like it's a pretty even trade. I don't feel like you're too upset by that.
Definitely not. MarineLorD are also adding in some gilded archers. Gilded archers, I want to say, like, in Feudal Age, they feel really bad. Like, their attack speed only really comes to fruition in, like, very static fights, but at high level, like, you need to micro back and forth with them, you need to kite. And that's just not the strength of the gilded archers. Their attack speed is just a little bit too quick. So you lose out on a lot of DPS when you move them.
The game is slowing down just a little bit. We are going to have some pressure from Anotand here. But now that the water has been kind of determined, they each take their respective pawns. However, these villagers on the deer might be kind of exposed. It looks like MarineLorD does see that coming in, so won't lose anything here. Instead, a horseman going to get on top of the archers. This is a bit dicey, actually. I'm not sure that Anotand wants to take too much of a dive. He's got to get those archers taken away, though. Spear gets onto the horseman. Another horseman comes out. This is going to be a bit of a wash of a trade, but those archers really don't want to stand and fight to that. Thankfully for them, the horsemen head back to base. Gotta be careful not to push too deep here.
Able to take out 2 archers, but loses like 5 to 6 on his own side. It's still a fine-ish trade. Yeah, it could be worse. Like, the thing is, Knights Templar, they're kind of busted when it comes to having the economy set up for just mass archer production. So losing archers on your side, who cares?
He did get the idle time, at least. He's forced at least the objective of, like, if he was going for like a limited objective of just force off the food, he's done that. And so MarineLorD, not able to take those deer, is pretty much entirely reliant on whatever food he has left under the town center and then the fishing. So there's that little win for him.
Oh, the scout is trying to get some line of sight on the wood line. Almost able to find it there as well.
Chopping through.
That would hurt him quite a bit. Now the archer is in position. If he gets just a glimpse, he's going to be able to start taking down some villagers.
And there he goes. We have a choke point here. He needs to get those spears up front. The archers are the ones that are in front. The horsemen on top of him. He needs to get the spears there instead. Villagers running behind.
Spearman not in position. The archer count just got decimated very quickly. Also killing the archers on MarineLorD side, though. But the spearmen, they're still just chasing after villagers at this point. Not what they want to be doing. But Anotand, behind this, is just rallying forward more and more archers. Sure, he just lost an unnecessary amount of archers. But all the archers that he lost are already back in production. But
Wasn't enough.
Worth it.
I don't know if
that
he didn't kill a single villager.
That wasn't good. That wasn't worth it. You do not feel Bonita after that one.
Yeah, a bunch of wounded villagers, but they're gilded villagers. So what do they care? They can take a boo-boo. They don't mind. I needed to get the value of killing at least 1, maybe 2, to really feel the effect here. And now trying for some rams. This feels, dare I say, a little premature.
I mean, he's done a great job of keeping the archer mass from MarineLorD really, really low. But at the same time, MarineLorD's done a great job of keeping the spearman count very, very low. So,
yeah.
Anotand behind this, though, he is getting closer and closer to the age up. So this is the famous ram. Feigned aggression into, nah, I'm just gonna age up anyways.
Like that ram looks like it's left out to pasture here. It's gonna immediately be a waste of 200 wood. Yeah, I don't know if I would have built that. And you bought the tech to get it as well. It just feels like there's a lot of resources that could have gone to a faster Castle Age.
Castle Age is gonna be coming in now, though. Just needs to be worrying a little bit about those horsemen which are now running towards his base. But the age-up timing is going to be good, and he's got enough gold already for some veterancy upgrades, which are going to be very, very important here for him. But yeah, it doesn't have an immediate response. Kingdom of Castile.
Civil Defense Force pulls out the shivs.
Yeah, that's not a fight that you want to be taking with those villagers. The Gilded Horsemen are just a little bit too tanky here. A couple more spearmen finally coming out to try and defend. One villager is getting taken down there. That is the first villager of the game, actually. That's just been taken down. Or fishing ship.
It wasn't more.
Yeah. MarineLorD, the Archer Lord, is manifesting himself as we now have more population space in Gilded Archers than we have in normal Archers.
That's really
Why
dangerous.
are we getting Castile? I don't
Yeah,
understand the Castile play. That makes negative sense to me. I mean, there's so many archers now. Does he just expect MarineLorD baseline to go into mass archers? And are we actually, like, getting janitor? That would be so... He's no, wait, yeah, he is okay, he's making janitors and Templar brothers. Okay,
The bait and switch? So maybe he's just playing like a 5D chess on us and we just don't realize it. Maybe he's just that far ahead and he knows. Burgrave. I actually like the call of a Burgrave on a map like this.
I mean... I see the janitors up against the archers, right? Like, they got giga, like, damage against them. They're very mobile. Their base damage is absolutely horrendously bad. Templar Brothers, also a really good choice here. But now Burgrave Palace, like Gilded Spearmen, just completely annihilate both of those units.
Yeah.
Minute arms upgrade in first.
Now, does MarineLorD know... I mean, I don't know that MarineLorD would know what's coming either. He just knows that Anotand's up in age. So MarineLorD's probably
You never expect janitors. You will never...
So
yeah, you can tell me whatever you want, but this is not expected.
He's not going to see this coming. So he's not going to be building spears to start. He's going to be building, we see, the Gilded Men-at-Arms. He's not thinking janitors. He's not thinking that. He's probably thinking it was Kingdom of France or something. That's probably what he was expecting out of this from Anotand. So he's probably going to be playing to that presumption. We see the Men-at-Arms. The Gilded Men-at-Arms are still really good, too. This is what a strange couple games we found ourselves in, Crackety. This is a... Not a single one of these games has been straightforward.
Oh, the archer's taking a lot of damage here from that archer ship. And now MarineLorD has seen the janitors, and all he can think is, what the fuck? That was a 1 F-bomb of the day. We do not get another one for today. I've used that one. I'm claiming that one.
PG-13 with the 1?
Yeah.
Goodness.
I should have done it with a French accent. That's a whiff. I'm sorry. Miss on my part.
You only got your 1, so there you go. You spent it. Yeah. This water presence from MarineLorD is making it very difficult for Anotand to get a whole lot done right here. A lot of archer ships have taken some good... It's almost like looking at nested B shots, the way they're landing. And just a lot of damage across the board there. A lot of weak archers, forcing Anotand backwards a bit. And MarineLorD has matched the age up, so they're both in Castle Age now. We already have the first relic in hand from MarineLorD as well. There's another one right next to his monastery, so he's going to at least get 2 easy relics. Probably 3, because the third one's behind the wall. Yeah, our observer taking a look at that one there.
Do we get... Are these... No, these are Templar Brothers. For a second I was like, are we getting a janitor raid? Nah, we're not that far down the barrel roll at this point. Janitors... He's still massing them. There's 6 more in queue. This is... I mean, it is Archer Lord. It is the... Like, it's in the name. MarineLorD makes archers. It's in the script. You cannot erase that from the script. It is in there. Forever.
I mean, he hasn't made a single spear. He has not made a single Gilded Spear since the Dark Age, it feels like.
Is Anotand... Like, is MarineLorD just getting killed by the writers of the script? Anotand's just like, oh yeah, I read ahead. It's gonna be mass ranged units. I just make janitors.
I mean, if this works, this is gonna be... I'm just thinking in a world where Anotand wins this game and this series by just knowing so much of that MarineLorD is just the Archer Lord and just flipping the script on him. It'd be almost poetic. It would be almost just poetic at this point.
It is the meme. Oh my god, double dock drop into sprinkled emplacements. Oh my god. That just happened so quickly. I'm not sure how that dock
is even attached to the water right there. That's a muddy dock right there.
Oh, you can get a second one. Oh my god. This is disgusting now. The double dock drop out of nowhere.
He's getting the sprinkled emplacement for it too.
Get a second one. There it is.
Such a good...
Gonna start shooting.
Good idea.
Oh, the range on that. Connections being made. MarineLorD now pushing forward with his own army, though. Needs to be very careful.
Just transfixed by it.
But at the same time, raid coming in. MarineLorD needs to idle out his entire economy here.
Wow, this is a great play. And, you know, his military is completely out of position for this.
Is Anotand doing this? The next fight is gonna be
I don't
game
wanna say it.
deciding. It is so close. It is actually so hard to call, just because like we don't have experience with Janitors. We don't know if, because of their like long attack animation, they're just gonna be really bad in the fight when push comes to shove. And Anotand is losing a good amount of Templar Brothers here, actually. Not a good way to like be pre-engagement here, especially with MarineLorD's army value being a little bit ahead of Anotand's.
I don't dare
so
call
hard
it
to
either
call.
way because I don't want to Caster's Curse it one way or another. One thing's for certain, though, is
Fortress?
Anotand has forced MarineLorD off of the water for the time being. That double dock play is going to have massive consequences, and delaying it and running through the base and causing the idle time is actually kind of a great idea. Now getting the Fortress on all that food, all those berries. Anotand's in a really, I don't know, I'm not going to Caster Curse it and you know, ruin it, but Anotand is in a very good spot at the moment.
Objectively about to ruin MarineLorD's food income. MarineLorD, he's not going to be able to comfortably take the fish in the middle now. He has to contest this. Couple of demo ships coming in. No connections,
Third one
though.
almost gets a connection, but doesn't. I mean, still, you're forcing him back, though. He doesn't feel comfortable in the middle of the pond. That's the
Trolling
win
fish
right
are getting
there.
depleted. Oh, demo ship, demo ship, demo ship. It's getting closer. It's not committing. The repair. The mass ship repair. And a fight is being taken in the middle, though. Where the keep is, the fortress is, that is actually buffing up the units. Anotand's even getting the upgrade for the additional armor on his units as well. He's already got the bonus range on the Janitors. And I don't know, like they...
I think they're overkilling these units. I feel like they kind of have like the javelin thrower issue where it feels like the animation's slow. They've got a slow attack speed.
Yeah.
That you need to split them in groups to get, I think, the most value out of that, which seems like very micro-intensive.
Need some Springles at this point in time, I feel like, as well. MarineLorD, he's just continuously investing into men-at-arms now. Anton already on 18 crossbows, but these are all for the Dragon men-at-arms, so it's kind of difficult to judge. Villagers moving forward to take the wood line?
Does he all out of wood in his base? He must be all out of wood.
Does he want to Elsbach? Look at the resources. Does he want to Elsbach?
Oh yeah, I think he's looking for a fast imp. I think you're right.
That is, this game is crazy between these two players. I'll say that much. It has not disappointed at all yet at this point in time. And the Janitors, they're so efficient. But there it is, Elsbach Palace drop in the middle in order to secure the wood line. That is a desperation Elsbach right there.
I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. This is just on a whole nother level. In come the flood of units. And he can still deny this.
Game.
The Janitor could start
He's moving forward.
Villagers if he wanted to.
Janitors with so little damage, probably better off just still using them against the ranged units. The archers,
he's got range units, and he will.
Age of denied.
Wow.
Anotand, is he doing it? His first victorious set against MarineLorD, potentially in the making here.
I'm still not willing to call it until I see it.
Janitors
I'm not willing to call
down.
it until I see it. Archer's
MarineLorD,
doing damage on both sides. He might be holding this. I think he might have still
still
the word
12
too
men
soon.
at arms.
And the healing, a bunch of prelates behind this healing up the men at arms.
MarineLord's holding. MarineLorD is holding. And he can now go for the Elsbach. The Elsbach doesn't really secure anything, but he's keeping himself in the game.
Wow, the front line.
He's in a great position, though, to just siege down that Elsbach immediately. The best trebuchets in the game.
Anotand's able to match this timing,
Available
though.
to Knights Templar.
He is got 2,500 gold in the bank. He is trading up. There it comes. Yep, you see him trading right now for the food to go into Imperial Age. This game is going on for a lot longer than you thought, I think. In the Kingdom of Poland, clicked up. Here we go, Imperial Age on... Goodness, I can't believe this. That was a really scary hold. The Janitors, I think I've decided I don't think they're that good of a unit. I mean, as if it was a question before. I think we've discovered they're
just
okay.
so clunky.
They're just clunky. I think they're overkilling.
They weren't overkilling that much against the
I guess
gilded
they're
units.
gilded. That's true.
Yeah, so they didn't overkill that much, but just
slow.
there's so much time between the attacks, and they got kind of pushed into the front there as well. They're really clunky maneuverability-wise, and yeah, it's I'm not a big fan. They got the same issue as Sergeants do, where really good unit, but it's just not fun to play with them. Like, you just don't feel engaged at all when you try and, like, kite with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the game plays against you.
Double wall on the side here from MarineLorD, keeping those horsemen out. Immediately has another one. There's a gap in that wall, though. There's a way in, but instead, Anotand's going to try and burn it down. There's enough units there that I don't think he's going to be able to get through.
We're getting a trebuchet emplacement on the fortress from Anotand in the middle. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be able to reach the Elsbach. It might. It might just be able to reach the Elsbach. Food income is still denied here, partially. And yeah, trebuchet emplacement is now in for Anotand. And yeah, this easily reaches both.
Takes both, yeah. This feels weird watching. I don't think I've ever seen this trebuchet emplacement played at this level. Feels weird to see keeps against keeps. Yeah, it's so rare that you end up seeing a spot where this is useful. That cold run's gonna become a problem though in a little bit. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but the rate of fire is pretty high. Gonna continue to trickle that down.
Yeah, still is a reasonable amount. We're now starting to see some of the Slachta cavalry coming in as well.
Anotand's banking a lot more food and gold than MarineLorD is. The question is, can he translate that into a win somehow? That's kind of where he's waiting to see, like, can he get the win out of this? He's got a really good economy. There is the slight relic split, pretty even down the line, 3-2. They each have a sacred site. This could easily turn into a slog, looking at it.
Could, but at the same time, Anotand, he doesn't have the second Pilgrim upgrade. Just in general, like, Pilgrim-wise, he's not that fully set up, so it's kind of difficult to continuously remass into the Slachta. It is definitely the unit that could win him the game here. Very, very high base ranged armor on them, so they'll just get tickled by the Gilded Archers here.
Yeah, Gilded Archers at this point, MarineLorD really wants those crossbows, right? That's really what he wants for Slachta, and he does not have a lot. The Elsbach Palace is a tough nut to crack. We do have more trebuchets coming in, and here comes the fight. Does he get there in time? Culverin stays alive.
He just needs to kill the Culverins. That's the main thing. Like, if he gets the Culverins down, the entire push is getting stalled out.
One goes down.
He's going for it. One goes down.
Number 2. Villagers pulled.
Oh, the
trying
body
to repair.
block. The units are trying so hard, but the pathing just working against them non-stop. He's not able to get the kill in.
I mean, you
Wasn't
got
the worst trade out.
Yeah, you got one, so not the worst trade out, not the best either. Emergency repairs is in range for the Elsbach. That's gonna be, man, such an annoying thing to deal with, but so powerful as the emergency repairs, along with some villagers to help. Really gonna get that Elsbach Palace back to full.
That keep is not gonna stay up. The fortress from Anotand will get taken down here. It's gonna lose out on 130 gold per minute. MarineLorD, he is desperately clawing at this game for a way back in, and I think he might have just found it now. With the mass archers and the mass men-at-arms, Anotand just not quite having the economy at this point to fully mass up the Slachta. If we were at like 20 Slachta, that would be a great case for Anotand to win this game now. But with the lack of military mass now, MarineLorD securing the middle food, the berry spawn there with another keep on his own side, and now also setting himself up for a siege on the water from Anotand. He's about to lose his food.
That's going to be a death blow. You know, it's tricky when you have the exact same number of units as Order of the Dragon. You got a problem on your hands, because when you can see the population count, it's the count of the population is 106 to 61. Obviously, there's not 106 military units on there because of Order of the Dragon number shenanigans there. But when you have equal numbers, I mean, that really is reflective of the value of this military. I mean, you could look at the army value, 12,000 to 8,000. I mean, that's quite a disparity there.
Yeah, certainly is. Behind this, MarineLorD, a lot of resources in the bank. We're now also getting elite army tactics in, elite on the spearmen about to be coming in, and now going into more additional Slachta. Feels like it's just a little bit too delayed. Fishing ships being idled, another harbor is getting put up now behind this.
I think MarineLorD has secured himself here. It feels like it was close. There was a danger. I think the Genitor, had they been more effective, could have really dealt a bad... Had they been more effective as units, I think they could have done a lot more. I think the fact that they weren't gave MarineLorD just enough time to kind of hold, to get into Imperial Age. It feels like the pendulum's starting to swing. But if Anotand can take a good fight here, he can maybe get things back on track. He needs to get some big wins here as he pushes in with his units. Is it going to be enough,
these
though?
units buffed up, though, by the prelates. Inspired military units out there at front side. Crossbows trying their best. But now with the keep there, Anton doesn't feel confident in taking that fight. Fall back for the time being. More starter being messed up.
Good. It's good to have that. I mean, it's nice that the Elsbach was really good. I'm really glad that MarineLorD followed up with another keep. Like, extending that defensive hold you can go back to is just so good. Big demo ship explosion on the middle of the map. So many boats
almost gets the
splinters.
others. That's a lot of food income lost there for MarineLorD. That was a really good snipe. And now MarineLorD is going to take down that harbor with those culverins.
Enough of it. He has had enough of that thing. It's been a thorn in his side for one too many minutes now. Can Anotand bring this one back? It feels like it's slipping from his fingers. It felt like he was on the verge, and now it feels like it's slipped away from him. Can he get back in this?
It is a difficult position for him at the moment, for sure. Like he is struggling when it comes to getting an army that can actually combat what MarineLorD has at the moment. All of those prelates just non-stop inspiring the military units here from MarineLorD. That's just so much more value, because on paper, a unit from Order of the Dragon is not worth 2 times the equivalent unit from another civilization, but that prelate just adds the last little bits of percentage that was needed in order to get it to that 2 times value. And suddenly they're able to trade much more effective.
Not to mention the healing they do in between fights as well, just getting even more value back. Because one thing is, MarineLorD doesn't have a Regnants, right? So he's got 2 of the relics. They aren't Regnants relics, so he's not getting a whole lot of value. But he does have that Aachen Chapel, and he is Order of the Dragon. So it's an interesting spot we find ourselves. It's hard to gauge this economy when we're so used to seeing it in other configurations, like with the Regnants or with other ways. So it's a bit different here, but I think the prelates there just are really providing that value that he's missing out on the Regnants. I mean, all the healing alone is just so many resources back in the bank.
Culverins out of position, getting taken down.
It's sniped.
Is this a fight that's being taken now? Not quite there yet. We're about to be getting Bloodlines in. Yeah, Bloodlines about to be coming in.
Oh, and Bloodlines, yep.
Oh, Wolf? Wolf? He's going for it. He's going for it. Ah, okay. Wolf is not getting the kill. Not getting the play of the game here.
Gaia has not been nice to either of these players in this series.
Not at all. Fortress is being put up now at the front side. But now with Bloodlines, there's a fight that Anotand can take. Mass crossbows have also been upgraded by Anotand with some unique upgrades, so doing some additional damage on them as well.
It's a lot of Genitors.
A little bit of an almost surround coming in. Fight's being taken. The hand cannoneers from the Order of the Dragon just roaring. They're attacking non-stop.
This is a good fight. I think.
The Janitors are taking down the hand cannoneers, or trying to. Actually doing very decent damage up against them. I don't think they've been elited up yet. I'm not 100% sure. They don't look elite. But then again, Janitors are a meme unit. It's hard to make them look strong.
I mean, as long as they're focus firing the hand cannoneers, that's actually really good value.
They are not elite Janitors. Yeah, that was a very good fight.
That was a good fight. It brings Anotand back into it, but now he's got to follow it up with something really good. And ideally, following it up with somehow reclaiming map control.
He needs some more fortresses, and he probably needs the second upgrade on the Pilgrims. It's a lot of gold per minute. Especially now that the gold vein has been exhausted for him here. He could drop a fortress forward there. Could be a good spot. And then get the gold.
That's tricky. Those men-at-arms are on the prowl. I don't know if he'd be able to get that up in time. He'd have to send some units over there to reinforce it. Springled Tower doing some passive work on the fishing. He does send the knights over.
He's going to be able to get rid of those men-at-arms. MarineLorD at the same time also sending his units over, but now MarineLorD, all of this heavy cavalry from Anotand has, incentivized some spearmen play. And we do have a lot of spearmen. Anotand, realize in time, is going to fall back. That's a lot of gilded spearmen now.
Yeah,
So
gold
Slaughter not going
becomes
to be as efficient anymore.
gold about to become a major issue here for Anotand. I mean, he's got no access to it that I can see on the map that remains. And that north side, he just isn't going to be able to get to it. And the south side's already claimed by MarineLorD, so he's left with very few options here. He does have the 3 relics, but that's not enough to sustain the gold production in Imperial Age. He needs another option. This feels like a desperation fortress coming up.
Diving onto the fortress. It's needed just to scale a little bit more and also try and get some control over the gold. Now that the fortress is up, is it actually going to be standing here? There's a moment where Anotand needs to focus. Oh, he's trading out keep for keep.
I'm kind of impressed by the fire rate that these what are they called? Hand cannoneers have. Those things are just like machine gunning. Yeah, those things are crazy fast. I'm guessing that's from the buff from the prelates. That's a noticeable difference in speed, though.
Fortress still destined to be going down here.
A lot of vills in that fortress, too.
That's a lot of... Oh my god.
Down.
4 trebuchets, 4 Knights Templar trebuchets. It is so beautiful seeing those flaming rocks getting flung across such a large distance. Anthony tried to repair the keep. Lost ton villagers for that. And without access to that sacred site, he's going to lose out on the gold from the pilgrims. So that's definitely something that he needs to keep.
Yeah, that was kind of his one lifeline, right? Like, he's got, again, the 3 relics, and he had the sacred site gold. The pilgrims are really what was left of his gold economy. And he really was in need of a lot of gold for the units he's making. It's been a very tricky situation. Well, you know, depending on how MarineLorD plays this, he can make that second sacred site almost a win condition if he could hold on to it. It's kind of far away, so I don't know if he'd be able to hold it.
He could. He definitely could hold it.
Put a keep on there. He could try and hold on to it if he wanted it. It'd be tricky. It'd be tricky. But you could try and spread out your opponent.
He's got a lot of resources in the bank. He's close to 200 pop. He just hasn't been able to really get a lot of use out of it. He's been setting himself up for a long game here, getting the upgrades needed for his archers. Now the mass trebuchet play.
There's a lot of vills right there too.
He's trying to take away the gold and the sacred site there from MarineLorD. That's another avenue for him to get the pilgrims going.
Both players are taking each other's gold away from each other, although I think MarineLorD's gotten a lot more use out of his. Well, I say that, but there's that bottom gold he hasn't gotten to either, so yeah, they're being very tit for tat here, back and forth. But the center of the map's still under control by Anotand, even though he doesn't have the keep anymore. Sacred Site's no longer captured for Anotand on his side on the northeast. But those, is that 5 trebuchets I see? Or 4 still? It's 4.
It's 4 trebuchets, but they're firing a lot of shots.
Yeah, they are.
Now, with this many archers, Anotand, he's going to have a great answer up against the big mass of spearmen that MarineLorD has transitioned into. Oh, the trebuchets.
Uh-oh. Not like
danger.
this.
That's
Not
a
like
big investment.
Oh, it's so many resources down the drain. And they're so slow.
Okay. At least the trebuchets are discounted for the Knights Templar.
That's true.
He didn't pay full price for it.
Still.
So, you know, the more you lose, the more you save.
Yeah. Sure. That's one way. Look at the positive still I see.
He can just get a trebuchet emplacement on that keep and you know, take control that way.
Amazed
that pilgrim still made it through somehow.
I don't know how it got through that, but it did. We do see MarineLorD doing exactly what I said and going for the capture, making that he can make that a win condition. It's so far from the base, but his military is good. Now, usually it's kind of interesting. Usually when Order of the Dragon goes wide, it get a little less effective, but it feels like Anotand's having a hard time just getting any kind of a counter to these units. He's having a hard time taking good fights.
Yeah, and like MarineLorD's doing a great job of just like dividing him here and there with these infantry blobs. And spearmen are just so cheap to afford. And you see it here again, like every time Anotand gets pulled to one side, MarineLorD starts attacking on the other side. And these fortresses are expensive as well. Anotand invested a lot into them. He's gonna lose another one here now.
Pilgrim's trying to get there. He's going to lose one. Probably going to lose 2 and 3 maybe. They're running a little faster. There's one last one trying to get there. But the big story being the rest of the units being swept up here by Anotand. But on the other side, yeah, like you said. And again, this is not usually considered a conventional strength of Order of the Dragon. They're not usually known for going wide because they usually get into too small groups. They don't have as much population space. But in this case, MarineLorD's really making the most of them.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why the I'm losing out on the name at the moment. Was it Antia? The spearman. No, Antia. That's the sergeants. The heavy spearman. You get like a ton of additional health there. The Angevin, that's it.
Angevin. Yeah.
You get like a ton of additional health on the fortresses. That makes it so much harder to just burn them down with units.
And this game, we've gone on now 41 minutes in counting. More culverins on the field. A lot of spearmen on them. MarineLorD just going mass spearmen, and it feels like Anotand just doesn't have the archer mass to deal with this at all.
Yeah. Stonewall now also coming in for Anotand, trying to get some actual map control over that sacred site there. Needs to keep access to the sacred site for the pilgrimage. But wall not finished. MarineLorD able to do some damage there. Archers finding himself underneath a keep, not able to really do too much there. Villagers getting taken down here yet again.
Stonewall's going to be denied for a little bit. Anton, if he's going to commit to it, probably needs to get this up sooner than later, though. He really wants to hold at least that sacred site, just for the gold production, even. I mean, and it keeps that win condition off the table for MarineLorD. But there's more and more spears.
Some raiding janitors out there as well. I'm not sure if they're still alive. No, they're still alive. They're alive and kicking. But you can just see how no damage they're just not doing damage.
They just don't do anything.
Yeah. It's a unit that exists in the game for the sole purpose of doing damage to ranged units. It cannot do anything else. While javelin throwers without the horse can also do decent damage to other units, javelin throwers with horse cannot.
The brilliance of MarineLorD's comp right now, he's mostly in most of his military is just spears, and he's got 16 hand cannoneers as well. Anotand is going horsemen, which just isn't a great play into these spears, and MarineLorD's just spreading the spears out wide and forcing Anotand's archer mass, which he's got 50 archers. They're just slow, and they're just not in the right spot. Looks like he's got them all grouped up on the southwest down there. They're not doing a whole lot. He's hoping that his push with the trebuchets will get through eventually, but it's taking so much time. Now, it does look like Anotand's finally secured that north side. He's building around the wall. More spears still trying to get through. It took him a little while and a little extra effort. Once Anotand gets that secured, he'll be a little more set for this late game, which we're in. The question is, can he start progressing down the map and start turning the tide and really taking it to MarineLorD? MarineLorD's been on the upper hand for a bit. At the same time, MarineLorD hasn't had the ability to do a killing blow. So we've been kind of this weird stalemate now for a good 10 minutes.
We have been. The hand cannons, as you mentioned, probably more aptly named just Gatling guns at this point. Like, they are attacking so quickly. It is just a unit that itself can turn the tide of any battle. Little proxy siege workshop coming up, so MarineLorD going to be able to start ramming down that wall and just continue applying pressure here to Anotand, making sure that he's not getting those pilgrims in for free. But now Anotand, he's got such a big mass of archers here, able to take a fight up against this many spearmen, gilded spearmen. But the hand cannoneers,
look at that.
They're just hitting so quickly.
I mean, this has turned into a World War I style RTS, where they're just mowing down the killing field. They can create a no man's land. Thankfully for Anotand, the horsemen are able to get on top of them now. And there's enough archers that if they can just get in range, they could do some damage. And now the prelates are almost all gone. He needs to snipe the last one after this culverin, which the culverin goes down. Needs to get the prelate taken out. He's just walking past him.
There's going to be a fortress coming up on MarineLorD's side, with next to the sacred site there. So Anotand securing himself an additional avenue of pilgrims.
This might be the breakthrough he needed. This might be it. He's finally pushed MarineLorD back into his base, forcing the units on the north side of the map to come wrapping back around as well. Archers able to trade really effectively for once against these hand cannoneers. They are dwindling down, but horsemen on the archers.
Archers are going to go down, but just losing out the hand cannoneer mass here, that is damage that is absolutely worthwhile. Like, you don't mind losing 60 archers as Knights Templar if it means that you're able to kill that. I say that, what's the wood situation for Anotand's side looking like? How many woodlands does he still have?
Can't be a lot.
Maybe he does mind.
He's got... Oh, that's the north side. South side.
Okay, so that doesn't... Okay,
He's got some. Half a woodland.
There are some bushels left, yeah.
There's enough, though. There's enough.
But it's the side that he's losing control over, though, so it's...
Goodness, and every time you start thinking that maybe the breakthrough will happen, MarineLorD finally gets those reinforcements from the north back over in time, dealing with the horseman on horseman. He should win... I say that, should win this fight, but Anotand getting on some raids now, getting onto the villagers.
This is such a difficult position at the moment for either of these players to close it out. I think at this point, Anotand, he needs to start transitioning back into crossbows again, just because it doesn't spend wood. You're still getting some pilgrims over towards that sacred side on the right-hand side, but that's about to be locked out by MarineLorD. And MarineLorD, he is not letting up at all. Both players taking losses after losses here in this single game. It is a constant back and forth.
Look at the worker kills.
Or rather, just a little wall being put up. Yeah, the worker kills. It tells a story of just how insisting these players have been so far on just not throwing in the towel, because they've always seen this threat of being able to stay in the game, and they've been executing so well on that as well. It looks like the Elsbach is getting sieged down though this time again. We're back up to 4 trebuchets.
It's actually outpacing the emergency repairs. No villagers to help this time.
Fortress back in the middle of the map. Double sacred sites captured. MarineLorD's mustering another defense. And the trebuchets might be in danger.
Look at the gold count from MarineLorD. He has no gold coming anymore. I think this might be over. That's the difference. Is his gold veins have been expunged, and now he's starting to feel it. He's got food coming in, but even then, the food income for Anotand is just so much better. The tricky thing is, I think MarineLorD is probably the better defender out of the two. Like, he's just really good at doing this. So he's going to make Anotand fight for every inch, just like in that last game on Kurlager. It's just going to be every single inch is going to be fought for tooth and nail. But it looks like Anotand does have the advantage here.
He does. The Elsbach is falling. We're getting to the point where MarineLorD can no longer remass hand cannoneers or any unit that really costs gold at this point in time. It is just horsemen and spearmen. And even in that regard, he's fallen behind the income from Anotand by a lot. And at this point in the game, there's just no civilization quite like the Knights Templar when it comes to gold income sustained in the late game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was close. There were so many moments. I mean, we thought Anotand had it on the initial push on the Elsbach, and then MarineLorD made it a really difficult 20 minutes. But now Anotand has recouped the losses, it seems, is dealing more damage, is forcing MarineLorD all across the map. And once you start raiding wide like this, the Dragon just cannot keep up
he's getting the relics. He's about to get the relics from MarineLorD.
That'll just be, lemon juice into the wound.
Squirt the lemon.
You gotta give credit to MarineLorD here. He's just refusing to die still. Like, he's making this as painful as possible.
He is definitely trying to keep in this one, but at this point, Anotand, he set himself up for this in the late game. We're now moving back into Slachta. And that is like the perfect unit up against a civilization like the Order of the Dragon. And there he just
the relics.
He stole them.
Grand Theft Relic.
And the stone wall is up there as well. This has to hurt so much if you're MarineLorD now at this point in the game. He knows what's coming. He knows that it's inevitable at this point. And Anotand is setting himself up for a clean victory now in this game number 4. I say clean. It wasn't clean. This was messy all the way through. MarineLorD, he did not want to give this win over to Anotand, but Anotand, he craved it like nothing else. Trebuchet is moving up forward yet again. Forward Fortress also coming in. That's going to be 130 additional gold per minute now for Anotand as well with the Pilgrims.
It's taken 12 series to finally get his first win against MarineLorD, but Anotand is going to walk away with a win. Despite the 80-some-odd% win rate that MarineLorD has had against Anotand game to game, after 11 losses in series to series, Anotand looking like he's going to take this one. It's just going to be a matter of time. But again, though, MarineLorD's like not going to just give it up. He is going to fight tooth and nail to the very bitter end. It does feel like it's going to be inevitable, though. But I say that, MarineLorD's still trying.
Yeah, taking a set of MarineLorD, that is such a big accomplishment here for Anotand. Like, because even in the top 5, there aren't many people that can say, oh yeah, they can take a game or just a set of MarineLorD. It is such a difficult thing because he's just been so persistent in every single series and so consistent with his performance. He is going for a big rally through, though. Has a ton of spearmen, more units coming behind this. Rams in as well. Is going to be able to potentially take down this fortress.
Are we gonna, is MarineLorD going to survive and make us eat our words and keep going again for the second time this game? I mean, once Anotand starts making more archers, he can maybe hold on, because there's not enough hand cannons to really do this. But those spears are just so dangerous. Maybe going into the Genitors was a little bit of a... Or not Genitors, yeah, maybe the Slokta. Maybe going to Slokta was a bit premature. Getting off your comp. Yeah, MarineLorD's pushing into the base and trying to go for broke and keep this game going. He has no gold to his name, though. He has no gold to speak of.
It takes quite a while to get through these spearmen. But Anotand is effectively taking them down quicker than MarineLorD can reproduce them. But he is actually losing out on that fortress. Actually, on both of the fortresses. The forward fortress also did not go up. MarineLorD just so efficient at the defense there.
If he starts getting that food eco up, which he's trying to do in the corner, he can start pumping spears for a very long time and make this very drawn out and protracted.
He's going for a raid around
needs a way to close this game.
Anotand needs to get back to 200 of 200 pop. MarineLorD actually has more population at the moment than he does.
All that gold coming in.
The archers, they're trying to counter, but the spearmen just take so much damage before they go down. MarineLorD now getting pushed back yet again.
MarineLorD, this is why MarineLorD is the best in the world, right? Like, even when it looks like all hope is lost, he just wiggles out of it and keeps going. And I still feel like Anotand has the superior position here. Like, he's got every reason to win this game, but MarineLorD, now that he's got food coming in again, he can keep making spears until the wood dries out. Anotand needs to deal a killing blow. And, you know, maybe it comes down to just taking out the final couple landmarks. And just get the Elsbach down, just push in, get the landmarks taken out. He's got to figure a way out to do that, though. MarineLorD forcing back now once again, but he's got food coming in. Now 3,000 food a minute, so pretty much every villager he has is on food, but he has 0 gold coming in. So, as far as advantages in that regard...
tries to get the fortress back up. He's sending villagers across to finish off this fortress. It's been a while. It's been under construction for a good bit. Rams are moving in, though. What finishes first? The fortress or the ram? The fortress is gonna get finished up. But it's already burning.
It's already burning.
Does provide the bonus aura, though, to the army here from Anotand, at least 2 parts of it.
Man, those hand cannoneers take so much damage. They're so tanky.
Ram's getting taken down. Fortress stays up. Anotand, is this it? Is he able to close it out? Finally, it is!
Finally,
GG comes in!
It's just too much.
Anotand,
the fortress stays up.
Winning his first set against MarineLorD. A 3-1 victory here for Anotand against the beast that is MarineLorD. The titan of Age of Empires for Anotand. Finally, it's been such a long time in the making for him. And in practice, time and time we heard, like, he's not doing bad up against him. But now he's actually been able to do it on the big stage. Beating MarineLorD 3-1. Man.
Look at the economy count since Castle Age. He's been ahead economy-wise for so long. I feel like he maybe just kept overextending, or maybe he just couldn't find the killing blow, or maybe Order of the Dragon just really is that good, guys. And especially in the hands of someone like MarineLorD, who is, I think, proved himself to be more than a formidable opponent. Anatan finally gets the win. Man, that was MarineLorD made that anything but easy, right? Like that was one of the most difficult fought wins I think I've ever seen. And we're gonna see the resources gathered rate just for you. There we see it. Yeah, just was a little, just had more coming in for a majority of the game, and eventually that wins. Very clean line.
Yeah, some clean scaling there between them. I think, like, honestly, Knights Templar has to be like one of the best civilizations late game, even though they don't get access to gunpowder units. Just the passive trickle of gold with some of the strongest cavalry in the game, it's just a very strong combination. The issue, of course, is getting there. It is not easy with the civilization to get there, to get into that spot. But once you do get there, they do feel fulfilled in that sense.
Man, what a series. So many scrappy games, too. Goodness, these were just slog after slog. This one took about 50 some odd minutes, almost an hour back and forth on this map.
Mm.
There were multiple points where we thought Anatan had it, right? And that it was like, okay, here it comes. And then MarineLorD just ever persistent, ever like a barnacle stuck on the edge, just holding on, and then actually almost flipping the script multiple times against Anatan. I mean, this push right here looked really promising, but MarineLorD survives and struggled on, right? And made it so difficult to the point where we were wondering maybe Anatan was losing it. And it was